God gave me a revelatory gift. He showed me something in this. He said, you know, I use great moments to pull greatness out of great men. I did not send David to slay Goliath. I sent Goliath to prove to David that what resides in him is a giant slayer. And I want my young Dallas Cowboys to know, those young Davids to know, this giant that sits before you today, he is not for your destruction, it is for your construction. You will show the world that you will slay this giant. So you play together, one man with another. You play connected, each man for the other, and you slay this giant. And put that star back amongst the great.
Let's go! We need a win today. Boy, oh boy, do we need a win today. We need it. For all the Knicks fans who have had faith all season long, who are now starting to feel like, man, we're not there. We're not at the upper echelon with everybody else. But today is an opportunity. Every morning is an opportunity. Today, this afternoon, it's not a night game, 1 o'clock start time Eastern, in TD Arena, out there in Boston to send a message to the rest of the world after Cleveland embarrassed the Knicks, after Boston themselves embarrassed the Knicks before the All-Star game earlier in the year. Boston, opening night, nationally televised game. If the Knicks have any kind of spine, it's tonight to show it to the rest of the world. I don't know about y'all, but I got a good feeling about today. I think we're going to pull it out. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to come down to the wire, and the Knicks are going to pull it out, and they're going to show the rest of the world that when we're right, we can hang with anybody. And I know it's going to take a lot. And I know it's just one game. But man, it's got to start somewhere. And it's got to start this afternoon. What's popping, everybody? Let's start the show. Let's get to it. Let's get to the game. I need the Knicks to compete, or else I got nothing. Or else I got nothing left, right? I've done my best. I'd best believe you guys have been here all season long. You have heard the way that I have talked about this Knicks team, and that I really, truly, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I'm not just saying it just to say, I truly believe that they're towards the upper echelon of the league. Now, I'm not saying they're at the level of the Thunder and the Celtics and the Cavs and those three teams, because they're clearly at a level that no other team is operating on. It's them three and it's everybody else. But that does not mean that you can't be a David in this situation and punch above your weight class and knock one of these guys out of the playoff, if not multiple of these guys out of the playoffs. It's possible. It's possible. We get OG Anunoby back after playing in Cleveland. We're going to pretend like that game never happened. We're going to move past it. Us as fans, we're going to move past it. I hope our players remember. And we get Josh Hart returning after missing the first 2 games after the All-Star break. He's going to be back in the lineup today. Hopefully he's right and ready to go. I can't wait to watch this team finally assembled. Now, we are missing one piece of the Voltron assembly. That is Mitchell Robinson, who is practicing, obviously, but he's not ready to go in games. He's got to get a couple more practices under his legs, and then even when it comes back, it's going to be a little bit of a slow start for Big Mitch. But we're not worried about that, because tonight is yet another test. The tests do not stop coming, and the Knicks have to eventually pass one of these tests. And they're running out of opportunities to do so. So tonight is probably the biggest game of their season. When morale around the team, when morale amongst the fans is as low as it's been all season long, the Knicks have to come through. And time again, throughout the Tom Thibodeau era, throughout this Jalen Brunson regime, they have come through when we needed them most. So I'm going to need them to put on their big boy pants today, go up against the big bad Goliath of the Boston Celtics, and take them down on national television. Show everybody that they truly belong. Even if you don't win a championship this year, you can't get embarrassed on national TV night and night again. Let's get to it. I don't know about y'all, but I'm hyped. I'm ready to go, because I truly have a good feeling about today. You see, I half dressed up. I'm halfway there. Right? We got the blazer right there hanging, ready at a moment's notice when it's time to go. But I can't start the night out like that. They gotta show it to me, and then we could pop the blazer back on. But they gotta show it to me first. Let's get to the game. What's up, John Corley, Susan, Mike, Robin Scholl? Appreciate you guys. Karen, Astrocat, Mark, Big Rudd, of course. Jatano Williams, what's up, Jatano? David Oz Jr., of course. What's up, David? Yvette. Eamon Owis. Always. The usuals, the regulars. El Tigre was popping, everybody. Let's get to the game. We're about to start it off. And y'all have been listening to the post game the whole time, haven't you? Have they been talking over me? No, they haven't. Because I got it muted. See? I thought ahead. Perfect. Let me raise that a little bit so I can listen to a little bit of what's going on. So when nonsense occurs, we can hear what they're talking about. Ronald Duffney, what's up, Ron?
New York, meanwhile, with just 6 different starting lineups, folks. That's the
Tonight, it's not even nighttime, but this afternoon, today's the game. Today's the moment. It has to happen right now. I know we're still down Big Mitch, but it's not like we've had him all year long. Today is the day. Celtics fully healthy. Knicks, for the most part, fully healthy. Gotta compete. You gotta show something, man. Like I said earlier in the chat, is guts check time. Ricardo Brothway, what's up, Ricardo? Knicks need to show up. Let's go. Let's get to it. Getting ready for the tip? Yes, sir. Towns versus Porzingis, to be expected. Like I said, both teams fully healthy. Derek White playing, Holiday playing. Holiday has it. Hits Brown cutting back door. Immediately, the Celtics started as the Knicks almost turned it over, but they called a foul right away. Mikal Bridges raises his hand. I assume it's on him.
That foul's going to go against Bridges. It's going to be his first personal foul, first team foul of the ball game. Just 5 seconds old. Jaylen Brown going to the free throw line, a 75% foul shooter coming off a 20-point night against Philadelphia.
It was a shot attempt, so Jaylen Brown's going to be at the foul line for 2 free throws immediately.
Brown missed the
I got my audio on?
before the All-Star.
Oops. Can you hear now? Oh, that's this. My bad. There we go. Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Bridges messing up already. I mean, it's not really a Bridges thing. It was kind of an everybody thing. How do you lose the tip? It's not just losing the tip. They immediately hit Jaylen Brown, cutting to the basket. He knocks down the first 2 free throws of the game. Not a great sign to start, but here we go. Let's continue the game. Let's act like that never happened. Bridges bringing it down. Has it up top, being guarded by Derek White. Gets it over to Brunson. Brunson back to Bridges. Bridges, cross court to Brunson, right wing. Catches, pump fakes, blows by Holiday. Mid-range pull-up jumper. A lot of contact, no foul called. Knocked out of bounds by Jaylen Brown. Should have been a foul there on the Jalen Brunson jumper. Had that elbow hit by Holiday. Got to pick up them early fouls on Holiday. Didn't want you to get it straight. I appreciate you, Mark. I appreciate you. They will come get you if you play any part of the game, including the audio. Josh Hart catches a running start, kicks it out. Anunoby right corner, pump fakes. Now puts it up at the buzzer, gets it to go, and that's one way to start it. Welcome back to the team, OG. Welcome back to the team. We're going to pretend like you didn't even return against Cleveland because you were pretty much invisible. But he knocks down his first shot of the game, and the first shot of the game for the Knicks overall. And who was the assist? Josh Hart. Josh Hart, super important to this offense getting going. Jayson Tatum driving to his left, hits Porzingis with a pick and pop, and he knocks down the 3. And Towns, in that drop, struggling to get out to Porzingis, is not what we want to see here tonight. Y'all got to lock in, Cat. You got to lock in. They get it over to Bridges up top. Bridges over to Brunson on the right wing, catches, pump fakes, coming to his left off the Josh Hart screen, in the mid-range, stops, getting down the lane, kicks it out, Bridges, and Anunoby taking up the same spot in the corner. They get it over to Towns, shot clock winding down, Towns, Euro stepping past the defense and blows the layup. Come on, Towns, tonight is not the night for this nonsense. They get over to Derek White, extra pass, Brown, right corner 3, wide open in transition. He can't get it to go, Towns chases down the rebound, and here comes Brunson. 5-3 early with 10:30 to go. Brunson catches, pump fakes, leaves it off for Towns. Towns has it up top, being guarded by Tatum. Swings it over to Bridges. Now over to Anunoby. Anunoby on the right wing. Stopping, crossing over to his right, driving it down, leaves it off. Bridges in the mid-range, wide open, knock me down. Can't get it to go. Wide open, mid-range shot. Bridges, you got to knock that down and step that back out to 3. Derek White has it on the right wing, being guarded by Brunson. Spinning, coming to his right, now spinning back to his left. Trying to come off that screen, now spinning back to his right. Good defense. Derek White to the basket, though. Knocks down the floater off glass. Great offensive move from Derek White. Great defense from the Knicks. Derek White just knocked down a tough shot. Brunson has it up top. Gets it over to Josh Hart. Hands it off to Anunoby. Catches. Pump fakes. Driving to his right. Head down. Swings it out. Bridges. A right corner 3. Knock me down. Comes up short. Come on, Mikal. I like that you're being aggressive, getting the shots up, but we got to start knocking some of these down. This game's too important. They swing it over to Brown. And then an off-ball foul, I believe, on Towns as Porzingis is laying on the floor. We're under 10 minutes to go. We got a foul on Bridges. I believe this last foul was on Towns. They get it into Holiday. Holiday in the post against Brunson. Fall away baseline jumper. Gets it to go. We'll live with those. That's fine. That's fine. They're obviously looking to attack Jalen Brunson early here, and that's fine. That's fine. I'd rather fall away baseline mid-range jumpers from Holiday than the Celtics swinging around jacking up threes. Towns attacking off the bounce. A lot of contact against Porzingis. No foul call. Where's my foul at? Home run pass to Holiday after the missed layup, and Holiday lays it up and in, and immediately it's an 11-3 start. Not looking great for our Knicks. Bridges over to Towns. A right wing three. Quick shots. Don't love the quick shot. Holiday, Brown with the rebound. And here come the Celtics. Derek White hit ahead to Tatum. Tatum. Full head of steam, he's going to pull it back out as Anunoby comes out to guard him. He has it in the left corner, hesitating, driving along the baseline, going in, shoves off, gets the foul, can't get the layup to go, but it's going to send Jayson Tatum to the foul line with 2 free throws. And he could already, immediately, 3 minutes into the game, the Celtics are about to take a double-digit lead. If Jayson Tatum knocks down both of these free throws, come on, fellas, come on. 3-11 with Tatum at the foul line for 2 free throws, just under 9 to go. Tatum knocks down the first one. We did all of that. In the pregame just for the Knicks to immediately go down by 10. Tatum goes 2 for 2 with the foul line. We got a foul on Towns, a foul on Bridges, and now a foul on Anunoby. 3-13. Brunson has it up top. A pull-up three straight away. JB knocks it down. We know Jalen Brunson shows up. We know Jalen Brunson, when the lights are brightest, JB shows up. We just need the others to also arrive with him. Tatum catches, pump fakes, gets it over to Porzingis. Porzingis in the high post. Kicks it out to Brown. Brown on the right wing, deep. Past the three-point line, driving it in on Hart. Hop step, puts it up over Josh Hart. Fantastic defense. He can't get it to go. Towns with the rebound. Here comes Brunson. Hit ahead to Josh Hart. Josh Hart, full head of steam. Tried to force it down low. Josh Hart picks it back up and blows the layup. He's looking for a foul call. He's not getting it. Here comes Derek White pushing the other way over to Tatum. Left wing three in transition. Tatum comes up short. Towns with yet another rebound. Towns hit ahead to Josh Hart. Josh Hart bringing it down. Celtics do a good job getting back, so Josh Hart's going to slow it down. Hands it off to Bridges. He's driving to his right. I like the aggression from Bridges. Kicks it out to Anunoby. He catches. He pump fakes. Driving to his left. Pulls it back out. Anunoby has it out on the perimeter. Quick crossover to his right. Putting his head down, attacking. Gets under the basket. Shoves it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart gets a layup. I like it. I like the aggressiveness. And just like that, it's back to a 5-point game. Okay, we're back into it, y'all. Let's get to it. Derek White on the left wing. Being guarded by Josh Hart. Gets it over to Tatum. Tatum up top. Ooh, nice jab step. Come to his left to pull up three. Anunoby lost him. Luckily, Tatum missed the three-point shot. Here comes Brunson. Bringing it down. Has it up top, being guarded by Holiday. Coming to his left. Ooh, quick crossover to his right. He loses him. Dribble pull-up three from JB. Knock me down. Ooh, comes up short. Almost had it. Two guys hit the floor. Home run pass to Holiday. Driving it down against Brunson, and he lays it up and in. No foul call. Brunson took the worst of it. Accidentally running into Holiday. Well, not accidentally, but running into Holiday and getting hit in the jaw. No foul call, though. They get it into Bridges in the high post, being guarded by Holiday. Bridges struggling with his handle. Crossing over. Now has it in the post. Gets it over to JB, cutting in the middle of the lane, over to Josh Hart. Gets blocked by Porzingis at the basket. Here comes Derek White pushing the other way. It's a 5-on-4. Derek White head down, over to Holiday. Holiday stops, pivots, inside pass. Porzingis, easy two-handed slam. And the Celtics are running and gunning on the Knicks right now, causing turnovers, getting block shots, grabbing rebounds, and immediately running on the Knicks, knowing that they can't keep up with them right now. And the Knicks are running, and the Knicks, a step slow, a step behind, down 9 points early. Largest deficit was 10, but I'm going to need them to step up. I'm not losing faith in what they've doing so far, because overall, all right, we're working our way into it. It doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look terrible at the gate, but you usually don't look terrible at the gate, right? But so far, it hasn't been a great sign to start the night. But, like I said, I got a good feeling about today. I think the Knicks are still going to be able to pull it out. MBM, what's up, MBM? Ed Tigre says, if we get blown out, need to fire the coach. Depends how the season will go, obviously, the rest of the season, I mean, in the playoff run. But if the Knicks are just incapable of competing with these teams, which it shouldn't be the case. I'm not saying that they have to win, but if they're not even a competitive team against the Celtics or Cleveland, they're not even competitive against those teams. Something needs to change. Something needs to change. And the easiest thing to change, obviously, is always the coach. Obviously, this team will go into the offseason with the priority of improving around the edges, improving some of the bench guys. I'm sure they're looking at what Bakom Dadie did in garbage time. And again, it's garbage time, so it means a whole lot of nothing in the grand scheme of things. But, like, you're telling me Dadie can't be better than Shamet this season? Like, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure about that, And to me, it's worth a look. It's worth a look. The Hug Porty thing, listen, I understand. I think Achua is more versatile than Hug Porty. We're going to get Mitchell Robinson back at some point. So I'm not entirely expecting Hug Porty to remain a part of the rotation, but he should have been a part of the rotation when instead we were going to Jericho Sims earlier in the year. Not that Sims was bad or anything, but, like, come on. And then the Dadie just never getting an opportunity. Here's the thing about Dadie, though. He did have the toe injury, and he was out for a long time. So it wasn't even like Tibbs had an opportunity to trot him out there at some point. So he kind of did it to himself by not getting back earlier. Not to put the blame on the guy who got the injury, but, like the Knicks really could have used an injection of youth at some point. And as a 6'8", 19-year-old rookie, would have been nice. I don't think Tom Thibodeau is going to get fired at the end of the season, even if they get blown out here. But best believe the voices will be loud if that happens. And I get where you guys are coming from, but I'll tell you what, though, I'm sweating early. I'm sweating about this game early. Mike said OG's moving like he's hurt. I don't think so. I haven't seen that. I disagree. I don't think OG's moving like he's hurt. And I think OG is, he moves a little awkwardly. He's never been super explosive at all. So I think he's moving the way he normally moves, if I'm being honest. It's also, a bit of rust out there. It's his second game back. First game against Cleveland, like I said, was pretty much invisible. He was pretty much invisible. David said OG's moving good. Yeah, I tend to lean that way too. I don't think he's like fully healthy. I'm sure the foot is bothering him even a little bit, but it's not. I don't think it's obvious that he's moving slower or anything. Mark said the McHale trade paying zero dividends in big games other than Xmas game, which was I mean, the X-Mix game was important for them to win, sure. Part of the 9-game winning streak, because we're back into it, Bridges bringing it down. But, I can't disagree. He needs to be better in big games. And I think he will. It's the first season of it. We're going to have him for a long time. I think it'll pay off in the long run. Anunoby off the handoff from Hart, puts up the 3, comes up short. Tatum skying for the rebound. Here comes the Celtics. Derek White has it up top. Leaves it off for Holiday. Holiday being guarded by Brunson. Coming to his right off the Porzingis screen. Swings it over to Tatum. Brunson hedges out. Now Tatum keeps it against Josh Hart, crosses over to his left, leaning in to the basket, loses it, out of bounds. It's going to remain with the Celtics. Shade, what's up, Shade? Earl Saunders, what's up, Earl? Deborah Flowers, what's up, Deborah? They get it into Porzingis, fall away, mid-range jumper over Towns, gets it to go. Brunson bringing it down. Largest lead of the game is 11 right now. Brunson has it up top. In and out dribble. Dancing with it. Now coming to his right. Off a Derek White screen. Cross court to Bridges. Bridges driving it down. Pass Holiday in the paint. Stops. Pass fake. Pivots. Fall away jumper. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Josh Hart has it and he lays it up and in. Where's my foul? Holiday runs right into the back of Mikal Bridges. Where's the foul there? Where's the foul? Ox 4-row. What's up, Ox? Oh, there's an early game, huh? Very early. 1 o'clock start time. They get it over to Brown, coming to his left out the Porzingis screen. Porzingis kicks it out to Tatum. Tatum swings it over to White. Extra pass to Holiday. Holiday puts it up over Josh Hart. Good rotations, didn't matter. Holiday knocked it down anyway. Josh Hart was right there with the extra rotation, helping the helper, and it didn't matter. Holiday knocked down the corner 3 anyway. Brunson on the right wing. Picks his dribble up. Swings it over to Anunoby. Hands it back off to Brunson. Brunson, pass fake, jab step, has it in the right corner, shoves it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart has it against Brown now. Up top to Bridges. Bridges being guarded by White. Driving to his left, kicks it out to Anunoby. He puts it up over Porzingis. Can't get it to go. Long rebound. Derek White chases it down against Brunson, and they call a foul? No. Derek White just stopped playing, and he just walked out of bounds, expecting a whistle to come. Whistle never came. Ball going back to the Knicks. My man El Tigre with a very generous super chat. I appreciate you, brother. Just want some extra effort today. Appreciate you, Chef. I appreciate you, El Tigre. I appreciate you. I'm with you. I just want to see a good game. I want to see the Knicks be competitive with a great team. That's all it is. That's all. I think that's all Knicks Nation is asking for right now. And so far, the Knicks have not delivered. Ox 4 said, don't mind the early games now that the NFL season, now that the NFL is in the offseason. Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's part of the reason why NBA is like going full throttle on Sundays now. They usually do it once the NBA season ends. Anunoby has it. Now he's in the paint, kicks it out to Josh Hart, being guarded by Cornette. Josh Hart dancing with it, steps back, a right corner three for Josh, comes up short, can't get it to go, fight for the rebound. Horford, good box out on Towns. And now here comes Peyton Pritchard, who's checked in. Pritchard on the left wing. Crosses over to his left on Josh Hart, leaning in, kicks it in the corner to Hauser. Extra pass up top to Cornette. Cornette swings it over to Tatum. Tatum dancing with it against Anunoby. Coming to his right off the screen. Towns switches onto him. Tatum's going to dance against Towns. Crosses over to his left. Step back. Fall away two. Over Towns. Good defense. Can't get it to go. Good box out from the Knicks. Josh Hart's going to chase down the rebound. And here come the Knicks. Full head of steam. Head down. Euro stepping down the lane. Gets the foul and the one. Having Josh Hart. What a difference it makes to have Josh Hart out there. I can't wait until we see Deuce McBride join them. Here we go. Angel A1s. What's up, Angel? Same here. Let's see the hustle and competitiveness. I think you said excellent comment. Just want to be competitive. I think that's all people are asking for. I think when you get blown out and embarrassed on national TV the way the Knicks did and the way they continue to be, I think at some point you're just like, well, just show that you can compete with them. I'm not even asking for a win at this point. And I finally get my wish. Deuce McBride has entered the rotation in for Mikal Bridges. Tatum crosses over to his right down the lane, and nobody's even at the basket. Where are you, Towns? Nobody rotates over as Tatum scurries his way around a couple of screens. Brunson driving it down, catches, pump fakes, steps through, kicks it out. Anunoby, left corner, pump fakes, driving it in the paint, leaves it off for Josh Hart. He's driving to his left. Follow-away jumper over Horford. Terrible shot. Can't get it to go. Horford with the rebound. Gets a running start. He has it on the left wing. Brunson's going to pick him up. So he knows he's going to take him right to the post. But he picks his dribble up, gets it out to Pritchard. Pritchard has it up top, quick crossover, dancing with it against McBride. Now they throw it down a little back to Horford. Horford backing him down in the paint, kicks it out. Hauser, a right wing three, wide open, comes up short. Josh Hart with the rebound, quick outlet to Brunson. Brunson bringing it down, hesitation move, step back. He's going to slow it down as the wait for his Knicks teammates to join him. It was 1-on-5 there. Brunson steps back for a three, comes up short on it. Pritchard with the rebound. Pritchard bringing it down. Forgot to give the Celtics there too. Tatum over the top to Horford. Horford gets blocked by Anunoby, but he's right there as nobody comes in to help rebound, and he lays it back up and in quickly. Brunson bringing it down. And the Knicks are going to call a timeout. 26-13, 13-point deficit for the Knicks early in the game. Ellie, what's up, Ellie? I think we beat the Celtics by being twice as physical as them. I think you beat the Celtics by leaning into your offense as much as you can. I think Tom Thibodeau's inclination is to match size with size and to be big and like, oh, well, they're big. They got Porzingis and Horford and Cornette out there. They got some tall dudes. We got to be tall. And it's like, you don't have the guys to do that. You're throwing Precious Achiuwa out there to try and match size for size. That's opposite of what makes this team great right now. Right? The idea Tom Thibodeau is making adjustments as if this is last year's team. Right? This is no longer last year's team. This team has a completely different identity. This team is more of an offensive-focused team. And that's fine, and you can win that way, and teams have proven that you can win that way. But Tom Thibodeau does not believe in winning that way. Tom Thibodeau is not leaning into the offense, which is the strength of this team, which means he is actively hurting the strength of the team. Right? If the strength of the team is spacing and having 5 guys on the court be an offensive threat, why does he continuously put Precious Achiuwa and Josh Hart at the court on the same time when defenses will regularly ignore both of those guys? Having one of those guys on the court, okay, because they have their positives. Of course they do. We know Josh Hart's going to be out there. We know he's great. Precious Achiuwa, he has his positive. He can be big. He can be a killer in the offensive glass. He can be physical. He can be a versatile defender. He has his positives, but not to the detriment. You don't play him to the detriment of what you're good at. I've been thinking about this for the past couple of days and like, okay, obviously a lot of people are going to be upset with Tom Thibodeau. So what is the issues with Tom Thibodeau right now? And I think I'm going to make a video on it just so I can like fully get my full thoughts out there while like being as focused and concise as possible so I'm not just rambling. But Tom Thibodeau is a part of the problem of this team. Do I want him fired? No, not this season. But an adjustment needs to be made, and he is really, really struggling to lean into what this team does best. Astra said, how many tears can I shed over this team? I don't know, man. I don't know. This is rough, though. David said, shaking my head, defense stinks. They're just not connected at all. El Tigre said, let's cut it to single digits by the end of the quarter. It's not what you want to hear. And I have the timer taking the whole time? No, I stopped it. That's not what you want to hear, 7 minutes into the first quarter. 8, 9 minutes into the first quarter. It's not what you want to hear. David said, Josh and OG balling, no one else. Brunson, he's doing his thing. Towns has been largely invisible. Josh and OG, they're playing hard. I think Bridges is playing hard. They're being aggressive. They're just not playing all that smart right now. But OG and Josh, yeah, they're putting their heads down to get into the basket. They're trying to make things happen, especially Josh Hart. Big Red said, I said I don't want to see bad games play to start the game. Come on, dog. Student said, I'm really just disappointed in the Mikal Bridges performance. I understand it. Brunson has it up top, driving to his right, spinning back to his left, has it in the post against Pritchard, stopping, turning, falling over Pritchard, gets it to go in the paint. JB doing his thing. Back to an 11-point game. Come on, Knicks. Come on. I want it to be like a 5-point game going into the second. Put a run together. Tatum has it on the left wing, being guarded by Achua. He's dancing with it, in and out dribble, driving to his right, step back, pulling it out, fall away, jumper over over Achua, gets it to go. Here comes Brunson, bringing it down. Brunson up top, being guarded by Pritchard. Coming to his left off of Josh Hart screen, driving it down. Mid-range pull-up jumper for JB. Off the back rim. Long rebound, finds its way out to Pritchard. Pritchard bringing it down. Crosses over to his right, attacking McBride off the bounce. Kicks it in the corner to a wide-open Hauser. And Hauser knocks down the three. And, this is 16. It's 16 now. Here we go. McBride gets it over to Achua. Achua fakes the handoff. Spinning to his right in the paint. Flips it up at the basket. Terrible shot from Precious Achua early in the shot clock. We gotta get Precious out of there, man. I like Precious. He does good things, but he just does not understand what his role with this team is right now. He does not understand what the role with this team is right now. Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Josh Hart. Driving to his left on Josh, leaning in, step back, creates the space. Tatum can't get it to go, though. Ball is knocked loose by Cornette. They swing it over to Hauser. Hauser with 3, and he knocks it down, and it's 19. 19-point deficit for the Knicks in the first quarter. Yeah, okay. Okay, come on. Brunson coming to the right. It's too early for this. Now coming to his right off the Josh Hart screen. Dancing with it. Steps back. Midri kicks it out. Achua up top. Hands it off to McBride. Coming to his right. A pull-up straightaway 3 for Deuce. Off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Tatum with the rebound. Hit ahead to Pritchard. Pritchard bringing it down. Coming to his right. Pulls up a deep straightaway 3. Comes up short. Long rebound. Achua had it. Lost it. Gets it back. Still loose. Achua picks it up and gets it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart driving it down. Cross over to his right. Down the lane. Scoop play with the right hand. Gets it to go past Horford. I think I said, do we need Huck early? Because Precious ain't working out. It's too early. It's too early to say that, but the way Precious plays is not intuitive to what I think this team needs to lean on. We shouldn't be having Precious Achua go one-on-one and attack in the basket. As Tatum goes down, can't get the dunk to go, but he gets fouled by OG Anunoby. Tried to posterize him, but it's going to send Tatum to the foul line for 2 free throws. Oh, that's 3 fouls on OG now. Great substitutions, Tibbs. Way to leave him in the game while he's got 2 fouls. Tatum knocks down the free throw. And we are the first game today, so there's not even anything we could do to go around the league. We could check the scores from last night, though. David said defense is horrible. Yeah, it's not great. Tatum knocks down both free throws. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. And we said we wanted single digits, and instead it's gone the other way. It's a 19-point deficit right now. Irving Green, what's up, Irving? Brunson dancing with it, crosses over to his right against Pritchard. Stop, turn, foul line, fall away jumper, gets it to go. JB's getting to his stuff, but nobody else is really out there helping. Celtics are just crowding the paint because they don't have to guard Josh Hart or Precious Achua. It's just rough out there. It's rough out there. Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Josh Hart. Tatum winding down the clock as much as he can, coming to his left off a Cornet screen, attacking Towns, crosses over to his right, leaning in, flips it up at the basket, looking for a foul call. He doesn't get it, but he does get the shot to go anyway. And it is a 21-point lead here in the first quarter. The Knicks will have one chance to get it under 20, and he gets fouled by Pritchard out by the half-court line. They had a foul to give. 4.9 to go on the clock. Mike Mode, what's up, Mike? Irving Green said, it looks like we'll lose by a minimum of 45. Mark said, I've seen enough. Some things got to give. If this team can't make adjustments with this lineup, it's on coaching. Yeah, Tibbs just doesn't really have a ton of answers right now. He's leaning on guys, and it's just not working, man. It's just not working. McBride gets it into Brunson. Brunson has it on the right wing. They show two. Brunson gets it taken out of hands by Holiday. He doesn't get it off in time, but that's going to be the end of the first quarter. 19-point deficit for the Knicks, 19-38. And yeah, I'm a little dejected. A little dejected on this game. Y'all saw how hyped I was coming into it. Now we got nothing. Do we have any other news? Because honestly, yeah, I mean, if we want to talk about what Tom Thibodeau could try. Mark said these teams are just clowning on the Knicks. It's sad. Yeah, they're beating up on them. They're definitely beating up on them. David said Tibbs got to go. Mike said, we are not built to play defense, strictly offensively, or so it seems. I mean, they are built to play defense. Josh Hart's a good defender. Anunoby's a phenomenal defender. Mikal Bridges is a good defender. Brunson is trying really hard on defense. You know, the issue is Tom Thibodeau is putting them in positions to not necessarily be successful right now. Continuously playing Karl-Anthony Towns and drop all season long when it has just clearly not worked is part of the reason why. It's actually the main reason. It's the number one reason why the Minnesota Timberwolves traded for Rudy Gobert. You know, and we'll see if Mitchell Robinson comes back and alleviates some of the pressure off of Towns, because we know Mitchell Robinson can play drop. The issue is that when you play a team like the Celtics, they'll just pick and pop Mitchell Robinson to death. They'll pick and pop him to death, and it'll be rough. But Buzzer Beater, what's up, Buzzer Beater? David said, fire Tibbs now. We need new energy. You can't fire a coach 20-something games before the playoffs, brother. Asher said, I went away to get some tea. Robin said, like I said, the time's coming and it won't be pretty, but it goes for Jimmy Butler too. Asher said, this game should be the final wake-up call. Things are fundamentally not working. I mean, Tibbs is I've often described Tibbs as the kind of guy who will bang his head against a brick wall instead of like stepping back and analyzing the situation and being like, oh, I could just walk around it. You know, there's another solution to this problem. Tom Thibodeau was like, no, if we just play harder, it will work. And I don't think that the Knicks are necessarily playing with the level and requisite amount of like there's not a whole lot of playoff intensity coming from the Knicks side. That's what it feels like. But Fred, what's up, Fred? If Tibbs gets fired, who's going to replace him? We have this conversation all the time. You guys are going to have to give me names. I don't want to hear Dan Hurley. He's not an NBA coach. That guy's way too emotional. His Campaign down the lane gets a scoop layup to go. Okay, Campaign. Starting second quarter right away. Campaign is in there with McBride, Towns, Shamit, and Achua. Pritchard has it up top. Gets it over to Derek White. White gets it over to Tatum. Tatum coming to his left. Hands it off to Brown. Brown being guarded by Shamit. driving to his right, trying to back him down in the post. Saves it over to Holiday before he got called for travel, got caught in the air. Holiday a step back three over Achua. Comes up short, can't get it to go. Shamet with the rebound. I like the defensive intensity from our bench unit as of late, though. I will say that. Shamet driving it down, goes all the way under the basket, pulls it all the way back out, gets it over to Payne. Now back over to Shamet. They want to feed it down low to Towns. Now over to Achua. And they can't get it to Towns, who's being guarded by a guard. And Shamet driving it down. And Shamet just way too wild on that possession. Like, slow it down, get it to Campaign, and you know, as Brown spins, pump fakes, lays it up and in on the other side. Just wild play from Shamet there. Just calm down, brother. Just calm down. McBride rushing it down, gets it over to Campaign. Campaign has it on the left wing. Coming to his right off the Achua screen. Driving it down in the paint. A lot of contact. Puts up the floater, gets it to go. Campaign 2 buckets off the bench immediately to start the quarter. Cool. Chris Gallo, what's up, Chris? Derek White bringing it down. It's a 17-point deficit. It's not the end of the world. But they got to pick up their play, man. Derek White coming to his left, leaves it off for Porzingis. A deep straightaway three on the pick and pop. Porzingis too long, can't get it to go. Towns snatching the rebound. Here comes Campaign, bringing it down. Stops, puts it up. Campaign. Three straight buckets for Campaign, including that three-point shot right there. It's down to 14. Immediately, 7 points off the bench for Campaign. A breath of fresh air. Achua has it up top. Achua guarding Brown up top. Brown has it up top. Calling for a screen. Coming to it right off the Porzingis screen. Towns switches on to Brown. Catches. Pump fakes. Fall away jumper over Towns. Good defense. Off the back rim. Can't get it to go. Chasing down the rebound. Shamet able to get to it. Here comes Campaign. Hit ahead to McBride on the right wing. McBride just fires it. In and out. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Brown. It will remain with the Knicks. Good fight from Achua to keep it alive. A little bit of a rush shot from McBride. The bench is playing with energy here, and they're playing with the requisite amount of kind of desperation that you need to make a 20-point comeback after the first quarter. But they get it into Towns. Towns backing down Holiday. This is what the Celtics want. They want Towns to go one-on-one against Holiday. As he loses it, Achua comes flying in but can't hold on to it. Here comes Holiday pushing the other way over to Brown. Brown attacking, swings it out to Pritchard, catches, sidesteps McBride, puts up the right corner three. Can't get it to go. Towns snatches a rebound. Towns gets it over to Achua. Achua hit ahead to Campaign. Campaign, give me a good shot, Campaign. Campaign dancing around the Achua screen, driving to his right. Scoop layup. Can't get it to go. Rushed it as he slips and falls. Now it's a 5-on-4. You got to get up and get back. It's a 5-on-4, and the Celtics are going to wide up with a wide open look. They swing it over to Brown. Brown catches, pump fakes, and gets fouled by Campaign. Good job from Campaign to at least foul him on the floor. David said Josh Hart saying we got to play harder and faster. That is the Josh Hart way. When Josh Hart is struggling, that's what he does. So him being like, oh, the team is struggling, that's what we need to do, makes sense. That is within his character. Jaylen Brown chucks up a three, can't get it to go. McBride got it with a running star, shot out of a can and gets under the basket, kicks it out to Shamet. Shamet, a right wing three over Holiday, gets it to go. Welcome to the game. The New York Knicks bench cuts it to 11. And a timeout from Boston. Timeout from Boston. Or is it a timeout? It is a timeout from Boston. All right, everybody was just kind of standing around. But we get a timeout from Boston, Knicks cut it to 11. And it's thanks to the bench. 2 threes from the bench, including one, this last one here from Shamet, one earlier from Campaign, 2 floaters from Campaign earlier to start the quarter as well. Immediately, 10 points taken off the lead. It's an 11-point game. Cool. Altigida said, Sham and Cam putting in the work. You got to say it the right way, Altigida. It's champagne right there. Champagne putting in the work. Big Rud said that 3 should have been an and 1. I don't know. Mark said, of course, no whistles is 8 versus 5. Marginal contact on that Shamet 3. I would rather that not be called a foul. He hit him on the hand as he's releasing it, which to me, you should be allowed to do that. I should be allowed to put my hand here, and if you're gonna shoot it like that, then that's how you're gonna shoot it. I'm not calling a foul on that. It should be up to the player to know what's a good shot and what's not a good shot. If the defender's closing out to you like that, and you think that that's going to interrupt your shot, that's when you pump fake and you drive it in. If you're going to take that shot, you better make it. Abdita said, no, I meant Sham Cam because it rhymes. It does rhyme. It does rhyme. David said Mikhail's non-existent. Mikhail's been out of the game for, since he came out early in the first. So, yes, he's been non-existent because he hasn't been in the game. He's been on the bench. Mike said the bench players had to come in and show the starters why they played this game. I mean, it's also against the Celtics team, and you're seeing just how good Jayson Tatum is. He is head and shoulders better than everybody else on this team. I know Jaylen Brown won Finals MVP. I know he won Conference Finals MVP. Jayson Tatum is by far head and shoulders. He's up here. Everybody else in the Celtics is here. You know what I mean? And like, shout out to Jaylen Brown, shout out to Drew Holiday, Derek White, Porzingis, all those guys. They're really awesome players. Some of them even all-star, perennial all-star players like Brown, Holiday earlier in his career. He's obviously past that point in his career. Similarly with Porzingis. But Jayson Tatum, he's a superstar level player. So Jayson Tatum coming out of the game and the Knicks going on a run is not out of the blue. Now, the Celtics are an extremely deep team, and they have really good bench players, and usually Jaylen Brown by himself can help carry the offense, including Porzingis, who's also out there, can help carry the offense with guys like Pritchard, Hauser. They can carry the offense well enough without Jayson Tatum out there, where to the point where they usually increase leads when they go to their bench because they're going against other bench units. Our bench just came out tonight and knocked down threes. 2 threes. Knock down some shots, campaign with a couple of floaters. We'll see what this timeout does. It's always how you respond after the timeout. So the Knicks got to lock in here. Pritchard has it up top, being guarded by McBride. Gets it over to Derek White. Derek White being guarded by Payne. Derek White coming to his left off the Porzingis screen, driving it down, steps back, pump fakes. Now gets it over to Porzingis in the high post against Campaign. Porzingis, obviously with a huge size advantage, just steps through, lays it up and in. And the foul by Campaign. I mean, that is the difficulty with switching. And like I said, all of this matters. The only thing that matters is how you respond after the timeout. Nice big run from the Knicks. What was it, an 8-0 run, a 10-0 run, something like that? Nice run from the Knicks to get back into it. But now that the Celtics called the timeout, how do you respond? Frolian, what's up, Frolian? Need you guys to beat the Celtics. How do you feel? How do you feel Tatum not getting baby real minutes versus Edwards getting a lot? I don't know what that means. Frolian. What do you mean by that? Shamit, another 3 off the handoff. Shamit, welcome to the game, Landry Shamit. Porzingis did knock down his free throw, by the way. Back to an 11-point game. We just traded 3 for 3. Pritchard bringing it down, has it on the right wing, being guarded by Towns on the switch. Pritchard gets it down low to Porzingis, being guarded by McBride. They show 2. Porzingis has it in the corner. Cross-court pass to Holiday, catches, pump fakes, driving it down, in and out dribble, Euro stepping down the lane, flips it up the floater, comes up short, McBride with the rebound. Good job making him hesitate. He just missed the shot, but good job making him hesitate all the way down. McBride has it on the left wing, being guarded by Porzingis, dancing with it. McBride has it up top. Gets it over to Achua. Achua hits McBride, going along the baseline, goes up, gets blocked by Pritchard, tried to save it back in bounds, knocked out of bounds by Porzingis. It's going to remain with the Knicks with 5 seconds to go in the shot clock. Russell Field, what's up, Russell? Mark said the mismatches of all mismatches with Campaign versus Porzingis, yeah. Frolian said, meant the Olympics. Tatum getting the real minutes and Edwards. Tatum not getting real minutes and Edwards getting a lot. I mean, Tatum definitely should have been out there, but I think in the role that they wanted that player to play, Edwards played that role better. Shamit, another 3, can't get it to go. Derek White with the rebound. Derek White has it on the left wing. They needed a guy in that role to knock down threes and perimeter shots and be like a secondary playmaker off the big 3. And Tatum is not great in that role. Brown driving it down against McBride. Great defense. Forced to kick it out. Shamit with the steal. And Shamit bringing it down. Come on, Shamit, go all the way. Going all the way. Shamit puts it up. Gets blocked by Porzingis. Ball is still loose. And the Celtics keep it in bounds. They save it over to Brown. Come on, we got to get a better shot than that. Great hustle from Porzingis and the Celtics, though. Brown's going to put Shamit right on the post. Backing him down. Spinning towards the baseline, crossing over, backing him down again, in the paint, fall away jumper, knocks it down. Got to his spot and he knocked it down. That's what stars do. Back to 13. The Knicks have had their opportunities here. Danny, what's up, Danny? Angela Harding, what's up, Angela? Porzingis has it up top. Gets it over to Campaign. Campaign on the right wing. Coming to his left off the Porzingis screen. Dancing around it. He gets open, but they call the moving screen on Precious Achiuwa. Sometimes you just got to stay in there, Precious. Sometimes you just got to stay in there. Mikal Bridges is finally checking back into the game. What do you got for me? What do you got for me? Susan reminding people to hit the like button. Yes, if you're in the stream right now and you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead. Hit that like button. It very much helps. Very much helps. Derek White bringing it down. He has it up top being guarded by Campaign. Derek White coming to his left off the Porzingis screen. Driving it down. Stops. Kicks it out to Porzingis. Wide open pick and pop. Wide open. Horrific defense between Towns and Campaign. There's no communication whatsoever. None. And it's back up to 16. Tommy Werfin. What's up, Tommy? Veridify. What's up, Veridify? They should never play Precious ever. His body language on the court is pathetic. I haven't noticed particularly bad body language from Precious, but you need... I mean, there's just real no communication out there, man. Up to get a cat 0 points. Yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys are harping on Mikal Bridges needs to show up. How about literally the second best player on the team in Karl-Anthony Towns? Some of y'all were trying to tell me, hey, Karl-Anthony Towns is the best player on the team this year. Karl-Anthony Towns is better than Jalen Brunson this year. He's been better than him and all of this. And it's like, yeah, you think so? Because let me tell you this. In big games, Jalen Brunson never lets us down. In the 2.5 seasons now that he's been a Knick, Jalen Brunson has continuously showed up when the team has needed him most. Even when the team was down as many guys as they were last year, Jalen Brunson was like, all right, team on my back. 1 against 5, that's what I got to do. Cool, I'm going to do everything I got to do in order for us to get a win. And Karl-Anthony Towns can't play drop coverage to save his life. He can't, even when he messes up rotation, he can't just be like, oh, no, I messed up, and jog out to Porzingis, who's standing there wide for 3. Instead, they run the simple pick and roll. Porzingis sets the screen and just turns, and he's standing there at the 3-point line. He doesn't do there's no trickery there. There was no trickery from the Celtics. Derek White and Porzingis are running simple pick and roll. Derek White coming to his left. Porzingis hedges out. Towns hedges out. Campaign sticks with Derek White. And whether it's on Campaign to peel switch that back and switch it, but they just did that. And Porzingis immediately got into the post and took advantage, got an and 1. So they got 3 points out of it anyway. Right? And if the game plan is to drop, which we know it most likely is because that's what Tom Thibodeau does, it's how he wants to play, they throw it down low, or they run the pick and roll. Towns is not in drop. He's playing a hedge coverage. He's staying with and trying to double team Derek White. And Derek White's just like, oh, really? You're going to double team me? Let me literally just step to the side and shovel it over to Porzingis, who's standing here by himself. He catches it off to the side here because that's where the pass was available. He catches it, turns, standing there all by himself. Not a single Knick is like, oh, no, Porzingis is open. Let me try and run out. Let me fake some effort. At least fake it. At least fake the effort. Madrasi Travel Channel. What's up, Madrasi? Cat is a kitten against Boston. Mark said, you can't be non-existent for an entire half and expect to go off in the second half. Sacrificing a whole half of basketball just to play catch-up in the second half is a recipe to continuously lose close games. Mike said, just seems like Cat picks and chooses what games he wants to show up in. He has very definable, very obvious deficiencies in his game, right? And those deficiencies don't necessarily get picked at and pointed at and probed and exposed against even good teams. Against great teams, they're going to pick on that all game long. All game long. And you're seeing it tonight. You're seeing that tonight. And you see that against Cleveland, and you see that against OKC. Karl-Anthony Towns struggles against those teams because he has very easily game plannable deficiencies in his game. Mikal Bridges is back in, driving it down. They show 2. Got to kick it out to Brunson. Brunson has it on the right wing. Coming to his right off the Achiuwa screen, spinning, coming to his left, quick crossover to his right, driving it down in the paint, fall away jumper over 2 defenders, can't get it to go, knocked out of bounds by Precious Achiuwa. Why do we have Precious Achiuwa out there still, man? What has he done so far in this game to garner this amount of minutes from Tom Thibodeau, man? Honestly. Like, I've continuously said, I like Precious Achiuwa. I want him getting minutes. I want him part of the rotation, especially while Mitchell Robinson is out. What has he done so far in this game to show that, yes, we need him out there? Porzingis being guarded by Brunson. Porzingis leaning in, loses it out of bounds, is going to the Knicks. Mark said, why is JB on Zingis? Because they're no longer playing drop coverage. They're just switching everything, which is honestly the correct way you should play Boston. You should not hedge at all. I mean, or play and drop, especially with a guy who is terrible in drop coverage. Josh Hart feeds Towns in the post against Tatum. They show two defenders. He stops along the baseline, whips a pass to Achiuwa. Achiuwa left corner three. Doesn't even hit the rim. Why is Precious Achiuwa out there? What has he done so far in this game to play pretty much the whole second quarter so far? They feed it over to Jaylen Brown against Brunson, backing him down, and an offensive foul against Jaylen Brown. And Jalen Brunson, again, the last time we played the Celtics, I harped on how good Jalen Brunson was on defense and how hard he was playing. And again tonight, defensive stand against Porzingis, defensive stand against Jaylen Brown. And yet, you know, where is that same level of effort from Towns? Brunson gets it over to Towns. Towns has it up top. Towns, jab step, coming to his left against Horford, down the lanes. Who played with the left hand, gets it to go, and one for Karl-Anthony Towns. Welcome to the game, Towns. Welcome to the game, finally. Mark said, clearly drop coverage doesn't work. Yes, which is why you should just switch it and just live with the results. Because if the results end up with the Celtics getting two-pointer after two-pointer, or Jaylen Brown post-up after post-up, or Porzingis post-up after post-up, like I'd rather them shoot twos over Jalen Brunson's contested shot, over Jalen Brunson's contested hand. They'll probably knock it down all night. Cool. Isn't that better than pick and pop threes, though? Like, isn't that what you should be game planning against? We're not going to give the Celtics the thing that they want. The thing that they want is to shoot a bunch of threes, right? Let's allow them to go one-on-one, even if it's against our weaker defenders in Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. Go one-on-one against those guys, and if they get two after two after two, you are also able to get two-pointer after two-pointer after two-pointer. Towns did knock down his free throw. Tatum has it up top. Kicks it over to Porzingis. Again, catches on the left wing. Step back three over Towns. Porzingis off the back rim. Long rebound. Bridges had it. Lost it. Brown saves it. Mikal Bridges gets it back. Hit ahead to Brunson. Brunson over to Anunoby. Wide open right corner three. Line me up. Can't get it to go. And it bounces over the backboards and out of bounds. Justice's dad said cat on the board. I mean, he's stolen a couple of rebounds from his teammates. He knows he's not giving the team much else, but if you look at the box score and you see him grab a bunch of rebounds, you know, everybody's going to be like, oh, cool, Towns. At least he was working the boards. As Derek White just scurries his way into the paint for an easy layup off a couple of screens because there's no help defense out there. Brunson on the right wing coming to his left. Dancing with it. Now coming to his right off a Josh Hart screen. Stepping back. Gets it over to Towns. Towns in the right corner. Coming to his left. Driving it down. Across the lane. Puts up a floater. Towns can't get it to go. He's looking for a foul. He doesn't get it. He's got to understand that in the East, we play physical basketball here. Brown across the lane, can't get the floater to go. Fighting over the top. Porzingis can't get the putback. Both guys on the floor and the other way. It's 4-on-4. Brunson has it in the post against Derek White. Kicks it over to Bridges. Bridges attacking, getting to the basket. Scoop layup for Bridges. Gets it to go. Finally, Mikal Bridges attacked the basket and then shoot a fall-away jumper. He got a layup. There you go, Mikal. 3 minutes to go. Derek White has it up top. 13-point game for the Knicks. Coming to his right, stops, puts it up as Brunson goes under the screen, and Derek White knocks it down. Brunson tried fighting over the screens earlier, and he got no help on the back line. The Knicks just need to switch everything. Towns over the top to Bridges. Bridges pulling it back out the other way, coming to his left. Gets it over to Towns. Towns being double-teamed. And Towns' terrible pass inside the Bridges gets picked off. Terrible pass from Towns, and then a home run pass to Tatum for an easy dunk. Karl-Anthony Towns is just making horrible decisions out there. He's making awful decisions. He's shooting terrible shots and making terrible decisions. And Brown ends up fouling Josh Hart. Back to an 18-point game. Mark said just bad basketball. Just not very good decision-making from guys who you expect to make better decisions. They don't need to make perfect decisions every single time, but they need to make better decisions. So far, they've made a ton of terrible decisions. Bridges gets it over to Towns. Towns has it up top. Gets it over to Anunoby. Anunoby on the left wing. Knocked out of his hands. Towns picks it up. He's driving to his right. Blowing past Horford. Going all the way to the basket. Shoves it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart gets blocked by Horford, but a foul. It's going to send Josh Hart to the foul line for 2 free throws, with the Knicks down by 18 points right now. They have 37 points with 2 minutes to go. A little over 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and they got 37 points. Mike said, I'm going to say it. This one is done. It might be. It very well might be. Josh Hart knocks down the first free throw. He's got one more coming. The issue, the biggest issue I have going into the second half is I just don't believe Tom Thibodeau is going to make the requisite kind of adjustments to pull this one out. Josh Hart knocked it down. He hasn't proven that this season with this team. He does not know what buttons to push. Derek White bringing it down against Bridges. Derek White has it up top. Gets it over to Bridges. Gets it over to Tatum, being guarded by Bridges. And they call a foul on Bridges. As Tatum lost it. That was because Bridges fouled him. David said, like been saying, we beat all these other teams, but can't beat the Cavs, Celtics, or we're pretenders. There's a clear upper echelon of the league, and I've said from the beginning of the season that the Knicks are a good team trying to become a great team. As Tatum misses the deep three, but Cornette right there for the offensive rebound and putback, because nobody's under the basket boxing out, standing there by himself. Josh Hart driving it down, gets it knocked out of his hands, shovels it over to Anunoby. He catches and pump fakes, and then he steps out of bounds. There's a clear upper echelon of the league. It consists of 3 teams. It consists of OKC, Boston, and Cleveland. And the Knicks have struggled against all 3 of those teams. The only close game that they played against those 3 teams was that first game they played against OKC. But all season, I've said the same thing. Oh, beautiful pass from Tatum over the top of Towns' fingertips. Thankfully, Cornette just blows the layup. Josh Hart over to Anunoby. Hop steps in the paint, takes the contact, can't get the layup to go, but he does draw the foul on Horford. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. Frolian said, with that said, you think your coach needs to go. Eventually. The thing about Tom Thibodeau is that Tom Thibodeau is a really, really good coach. But he's not a great coach. The issue with firing Tom Thibodeau is there may not be a coach better than Tom Thibodeau on the market right now. Maybe there is. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to pick him out. Like, who's available? Some people bring up Dan Hurley from UConn, and it's like, have you seen Dan Hurley on the sidelines? He can't coach in the NBA. He'd get kicked out every game. Right? It would be it would be terrible. I think he's a brilliant mind, and until he is a little bit older and mellows out a little bit, he just wouldn't be able to hang around in the big leagues for 82 games. On the road for 41 is crazy. Knicks fan 16 said Mark Jackson. Brother, we've had the Mark Jackson discussion. He's not a very good coach. If he was a better coach, he would have got another job. He's interviewed for jobs before, and teams were just like, no, we're good. Towns gets a putback dunk. Tatum got a layup on the other end before. We're pretty much at the point, it's a 16-point game. It's not, out of the realm of possibility the Knicks can make a comeback. But we're at the point of the game where we're losing faith in the Knicks. Mike said, I'll say it again, I wouldn't have hired Tibbs in the first place. Tibbs did his job. He established a culture. He got the team relevant again. We can't pretend like Tom Thibodeau has been bad for the last 5 years. The reason why he's been the Knicks for the last 5 years is because he's been a damn good head coach. As the Celtics get another tip up and in. Brunson has it up top, spinning to his right, gets a little bit of space, pocket pass to Towns. Towns puts up a floater, can't get it to go, gets his own offensive rebound, and he can't get the other floater to go. And Derek White's going to walk it up. They can gets it over to Tatum. They can get it to a 20-point lead at halftime. All that work that the bench did to get it back to 11, starters came in, and it ballooned back up to 20. Tatum will pull up 3, got it to go. What else did we expect there? Back to a 21-point game. Bridges, half-court heave, way off, and it's a 21-point halftime lead for the Celtics. Susan said, I'm trying to keep positivity alive, y'all. Mark already giving the deuces. He's heading out. I get it. Listen, if I weren't doing the game, best believe I'd have this game off in the back. I mean, if I was doing something else, I'd have it on my phone and just leave it off in the side, like maybe occasionally, like, they making a comeback? Nah, they're not making that comeback. They making a comeback yet? Nah, they're not making a comeback. They're probably not going to make a comeback all night long. But, you know. DJ Punchy, what's up, DJ? So back-to-back games of this nonsense? Yeah. Yeah. David said we're done. Yeah. I mean, honestly, man. We can go over the box score, but we can't even go around the league. Like I said, we can go through. The games that happened yesterday, but you know, this being the first game of the night, and it not being an entertaining game, is rough, man. This is rough, and it's been rough, and it will continue to be rough. Like, we couldn't even get Dallas versus Warriors to start the day. We could have gone over that game. You know, literally anything else. We got a whole slate of games that we're not going to be able to go over at all. You know, that's cool. That's fun. David said, so tell me what Tibbs' halftime locker room looks like. I don't know. The players are probably in there doing most of the talking. Josh Hart probably talking about it. You know, he's probably the most vocal leader of the team. Brunson will have something to say. Maybe Towns will say something, and then Tibbs will be like, okay, we got to play harder, and you're not getting out. Towns, you're not getting out, and, you know, we have to make sure we're on the string. He's going to give you all the generic stuff, and then, you know. I don't think, you know, I think it's a lot of heads down, a lot of whispers, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, because there are certain guys on this team right now playing incredibly hard, and then other guys who are playing hard, but not playing smart at all. All right, we can go around the league, though. I mean, from yesterday's game. I don't even want to look at the box score. David said, I say keep Tibbs out, let the players talk. Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing that Tom Thibodeau could say unless he's making adjustments, unless he's like, all right, you know what? Scrap it. Oh, my thing's not even up. Unless he says, scrap it, y'all. Unless he says, scrap the game plan. This is what we're doing now in the second half. We're going to try this. Unless that happens, Tom Thibodeau should just, you know, sit in the chair in the stadium, out on his coach's chair, and just not even go into the locker room, because there's not much he could say. Unless he's going to make an adjustment, I don't want to hear from Tom Thibodeau. Mr. Sports, what's up, Mr. Sports? I'm feeling going to Boston and punching Cat in the face, I quit. How fast you guys have turned to Karl Anthony Towns. I remember I had to defend Brunson I remember I was the guy, and I'm not saying it's you, Mr. Sports, but in general, people are down on Karl Anthony Towns. I was the guy saying, like, listen, I love Towns, and I'm happy. I don't love Towns. I like Towns. I've grown to like Towns. I've never loved Towns, and, going back to his time in Minnesota. JA3, what's up, Jay? Losing to these better teams is getting old fast. We are not even competitive. That's the issue, that they're not competitive. Bad teams can be competitive with good teams with proper game planning and getting exceptional performances from their best players. The Knicks not even being competitive with these teams tells you that the game plan stinks and the players you need to step up are not stepping up, right? And that's everything included. That's the issues with the players, the issues with the team, the issues with the construction of the team, the issues with the coaching staff. All of those are encompassed into it, right? And I've always felt like Tom Thibodeau is pretty good. He's pretty good at plugging up a really big issue with the team, right? Tom Thibodeau is really, really bad at plugging up if there's a bunch of little small tiny holes in the ship. He can't plug them all up. He doesn't know how. He doesn't understand that, like, hey, maybe if I can come get somebody else to help and then maybe switch up my other strategy other than just trying to plug the holes with my hands. He doesn't understand that. Namar said, I want to fire Tibbs. I can't, usually I try to push back against the firing of the coach because, I always think that that's a last-ditch effort and that there's no way that a team consistently getting blown out is the coach's fault. At some point, it's also the player's fault. But, man, how many times have we talked about, like, can we just see this, Tibbs? Tibbs, can we just see Deuce McBride play more with this lineup? Can we see less of Achua? Can we see more of Hukporty with Karl Anthony Towns? If you want to go big, stop putting pressure to Achua out there. He just floats around and then steps out to the three-point line and shoots up an air ball. But Mark said, I expect fireworks this offseason. See, Tyler said, bye, Tibbs. The thing about that, Mark, is that they're just never going to fire the coach. I would be incredibly shocked if they did. And I know what you mean. A coaching change is what you want to see. But I've always said, I truly believe that the way Tom Thibodeau is no longer going to be the head coach of the team is when he gets the promotion into some role in the front office, whether it's an advisor role or part of the, whatever. But David said Towns drop coverage is killing us. I mean, everything's killing them. Namari said fire Tibbs immediately. Madrasi said, yup, and at this point, no excuse. Something is wrong with this team. Got 2 quarters to make us believers. Otherwise, only looking forward to what we can do against elite teams. Mark said, I was thinking more player movement fireworks. No, I don't see that. I think the fireworks you saw was this offseason, and what you'll see from now on is them improving the team around the margins. If you're insinuating like, oh, they might make the move for Giannis, or they might make the move for this or that, or I don't expect that. I'd be incredibly shocked and surprised by that for them to make 2 like franchise-altering trades in back-to-back off seasons. I wouldn't think that that's the route they would go. Tigres had forced his way. Are we talking about Porzingis? Porzingis had to go, right? If you want to punch a GM for trading Porzingis, punch the Washington GM for that terrible trade and gifting the Boston Celtics Porzingis for literally nothing. They had to trade nothing for Porzingis. Rudy Bobai, what's up, Rudy? Just like they don't even go for a rebound if one of the teammates is jacking the shot, they're all outside. Vertify said he didn't. He pretty much admitted he did, Vertify. Pretty much admitted he did. He's done interviews where he talked about how much of a jerk he was when he was younger and how he forced his way off of the Knicks and how he forced his way off of Dallas. And that's part of the reason why he accepts his role and fits in as well as he does with the Celtics, because he does not care about scoring points anymore. He does not care about being the leading guy. Frolian said, Cavs playing like you guys were 2 years ago. A lot of people have made this this reference, Frolian. It's a great point to bring up during the down and out moment right now with the Knicks, in that this is essentially year one of this team. Can it be fixed? Of course it can be fixed. What are the things that fixed the Cavs from 2 years ago, essentially being pretenders and getting killed in the first round of the playoffs by, ironically, the Knicks? The thing that turned the Cavs around was, one, continuity. They kept that core group of guys together, even though there was stuff floating around for both off seasons of Donovan Mitchell's going to leave, or Darius Garland is going to leave, or they're going to have to split up Mobley and Allen, and they're going to have to trade one of those guys. It's probably going to be Allen. And there were all those rumors circulating about how they're going to blow up the team, and it doesn't work. You can't play two bigs like that because Mobley can't shoot a three, and you can't play two guards like that because they both need the ball in their hands. And Donovan Mitchell's taking too much away from Garland, and it's never going to work. And you got to trade one of them, and they don't like each other, and all that stuff. A lot of you guys aren't Cavs fans, so I get that. But all of that was floating around the Cleveland Cavaliers, and now in their third season, they kept that core together. They kept them. The continuity of majority of that core of that team in order to allow them to learn how to play together, number one. And number two, there's some damn good players. And they were going to figure it out. Now, what also helped them was the fact that they made fantastic moves around the margins, right? They got Karis LeVert. They had Ricky Rubio. Then they moved on from some of those guys. Now you look at it, they signed Georges Niang. They signed Max Strus. They signed good role players. And then you look at it now, and it's like, okay, they were able to package some of their good role players to go get a great role player in DeAndre Hunter. And that took 3 years. It took 3 years to do. And, this is essentially year one of the Knicks. But the issue, Frolian, is that when you also look at it, they didn't make the big leap until they fired the coach. So... and J.B. Bickerstaff was a damn good coach. And you're seeing what he's doing with Detroit. J.B. Bickerstaff is a damn good coach. But he wasn't the right coach for that Cavs team at the time in which they needed him. And he got them to a point where they were really, really good. But he couldn't get them past that spot to be great. And that's where the Knicks are right now. Tom Thibodeau has gotten this Knicks team to be really, really good. But can he be the coach to get them past the threshold to get them to be great? And it's not looking likely, because it's not something he has done throughout his career. It's something he's never done. And he is 60 what? 64? 65? What's Tom Thibodeau's age? Tom Thibodeau is 67. You're telling me a man who's on the verge of being 70 is going to figure out how to start coaching this team? Come on, man. Come on, man. I also can't respect a man who's 67 holding on to 3 strands of hair on the top of his head and is consistently dyeing those 3 strands black. Like, come on, man. Come on. Can't do it. Can't do it. David said, I don't see us getting out of the first round playing like this. Still get out of the first round. The first round matchup where will be, I don't know why I look behind me like I had the standings behind me. First round matchup would be one of Detroit, Milwaukee, Indiana, Orlando, Miami, one of those teams. And the Knicks are beating all those teams in a playoff series. They're beating them. David said Detroit is tough. Detroit is tough. In a playoff series, the Knicks are beating them. For sure. 10 times out of 10. Not worried about it. Big Rud said, Tibbs secretly 105 years old. Rockabye, baby. What's up, Rockabye? Jay said there's a real nice team playing in the Garden right now. Who's playing in the Garden right now? I don't even know. David said we traded our dogs for a kitty cat who plays no defense. You had to make the trade. Once you lost Hartenstein, you had to make the trade. And it's funny because I've seen people miss Julius Randle. And it's like, have y'all watched Julius Randle this year? Y'all watched him? Jay, St. John's is playing. That's right. St. John's is hooping. St. John's has been great so far this year. Shout out Rick Pitino. But, Julius Randle with Precious Achiuwa in the front court is not doing anything. The defense is not much better with that. Rockabye base at 3 strands of hair. We can literally count the strands of hair on the top of Tom Thibodeau's head. He's looking like an Ed, and Eddie character out there. He's looking like an Ed, and Eddie character out there. Bro, you're telling me Tom Thibodeau doesn't look like this? You're telling me Tom Thibodeau doesn't look like Eddie right now? You're telling me he doesn't have the 3 strands of hair on the top of his head? Bro, this is Tom Thibodeau when he was 20. This is actually just Tom Thibodeau as 20, bro. You're telling me this isn't Tom Thibodeau? Like, this is exactly what he looks like. That's exactly what he looks like right now. This is just a mock-up drawing of what Tom Thibodeau looked like when he was 20. Come on, man. Looks like we're getting back from halftime. Let's get this thing over with. So you said maybe Tibbs having thought process issues with his age, but he's always been like this. That's the issue. This is just Tom Thibodeau. He's this hard-headed. Let's see what they do coming out of the timeout. Knicks come out with their usual starting 5. All right. Show us something, Nick. Show us some heart. Show us some heart. Towns hands it off to Anunoby. He has it up top. I'm not going to get that excitement back into my voice until we get it within 10. Brunson, jab step, driving to his left. Takes the contact, puts up the floater. Can't get it to go. Towns right there. Gets the layup to go. Gets the putback to go. Jay said letting it all out. Hey, man. Show up, and I won't have to roast you. I've been, as they leave Porzingis wide open straightaway 3 again. Just to start the second quarter, the first play, they run a simple pick. Again, no trickery. There was no trickery involved. Simple pick and pop. Wide open 3 for Porzingis. Thankfully, he missed it. And on the other end, Brunson pushing the pace. Feeds it over to Anunoby. He knocks down a 3. All right. Here we go. Tatum coming to his left. Porzingis, another pick and pop straightaway 3. He comes up short again. Towns with the rebound. Here comes Brunson. Brunson bringing it down. 16-point game for the Knicks. Coming to his left off the Josh Hart screen. Swings it over to Towns. Towns up top being guarded by Tatum. Has it in the post. A lot of standing around for our Knicks. Bridges, cross court to Josh Hart. Josh Hart hands it off to Brunson. Brunson being guarded by Brown. Driving to his right, steps back. A right corner 3 over Jaylen Brown. Jalen Brunson can't get it to go too long. Porzingis with the rebound. Holiday home run pass to Brown against Anunoby. Has it in the post, going to pull it back out. Kicks it out to Porzingis. He pump fakes. Now he's going to drive it in on Towns. Spinning to his left. Has it in the post. And a foul by Karl-Anthony Towns. Just as Porzingis was about to turn it over. Anunoby was standing there in the passing lane like, I'm about to get the steal. And Towns reaches in and fouls Porzingis. Brolian said, all right, I'm out. Tuning on the Guardians game. Y'all be safe. Having a good afternoon. Fingers crossed. Knicks pull this out. Appreciate you, Brolian. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for hanging out with us. Holiday has it up top. Gets it over to Tatum. Tatum swings it over to Derek White. Derek White, left corner, puts it up. After he fumbled the ball, Towns couldn't get out on Derek White. Derek White caught the ball, fumbled it. It hit the floor, and he was like, oh, no, I got to pick it up. All right, let me shoot this 3 anyway, because Karl-Anthony Towns didn't even close out on him, even though that was his rotation. Anunoby puts up a 3, comes up short. And the Celtics just leaking out. Brown gets a layup, and Tom Thibodeau calls a timeout. And this team, I'm not going to lie, you know what's looking really rough for Tom Thibodeau right now? This team looks like they got nothing for him right now. This team looks like they have nothing for him right now. Usually, a team will show fight just for the coach's sake. This team looks like they got nothing for Tom Thibodeau right now, man. I think it says they quit on him. I wouldn't go that far. I don't think they quit on him, but this team is not hustling back on defense. Towns, his rotations are bad. Excruciatingly bad right now. I wouldn't go as far as to say that that they quit on him. That's excessive, but man, you would think coming out of halftime, this team would have fight and verve, being like, no, we're not gonna get embarrassed again. This ain't happening again. We're going down with that. We're going down with a fight. And yet, they come out shoulders slumped, heads down, with nothing to give right now. They're not giving anything right now. Mark said, I expect fireworks this offseason. Listen, they went out and they got Karl Anthony Towns because they always wanted Karl Anthony Towns. I'd be very surprised if they traded him. People around the league, Tommy Beer, unacceptable effort. Play Hart and the bench guys, those are the only players who will compete / fight, send a message, or send Oakley out there to start a fight in the third to give a hard foul. Yeah, I got nothing. El Tigre said, when is Mitch coming back? They said during the pregame that he is ramping up to make his return very, very, very soon. I don't know. I told you guys that my expectation is we'll end up seeing Mitchell Robinson come back at Memphis, which is the last day of the month. That's Friday. So my expectation is to see Mitchell Robinson on Friday. I don't know. I never even fixed the board, though, because honestly, I don't want to. I do not. Also, why is that orange? That should not be orange. Wins should be green. This is a win, but this is a loss, and I'm already going to mark it down because this is getting pathetic. Cleveland game was a loss. This Boston game, I'm already going to mark it. That's a loss. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 and 4 on the month so far. And this team, I've said for a while that I thought that they were a dark horse championship contending team because I thought that they can compete for a championship if everything went right. But honestly, a whole lot of nothing is going right for them now. So it's hard to even say if everything goes right because, man. Brunson cuts back door and then turns it over. It is 48-69 with 9:30 to go, and it's going to be a long. Mike said the route is on as the Celtics got a layup. I literally looked down for a second to get a layup. 23 now, largest lead of the game. You would think that it would have went the other way. Josh Hart pump fakes and gets to the basket for an easy layup, but you would have thought it would have went the other way. Tatum in the post against Brunson. Can't get it to go. Good defense from Brunson yet again. I feel like I've said that multiple times tonight where Brunson, he's trying, man. Whole lot of nothing from his teammates, though. Tatum fouls Brunson. Rockabye Baby said that's the only trade I had an issue with. Which one? Which one are we talking about now? Angela said, you all are something else. And who is the ringleader? Angela, is that enough? Towns gets it over to McBride's in the game. A mid-range pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go. We're under 9 to go. Honestly, we're just hanging out until the final score. Boston hit a 3. Tatum walks up, shoots another 3. And this is 27 now. This is 27 now, y'all. And a foul on Porzingis. Man, y'all can hear the sadness and disappointment in my voice right now. This is bad. This is bad. Man. I'm literally at a loss for words. Literally at a loss for words. Rockabye Baby said never liked Towns. I never liked Towns either. I used to be, as Towns knocks down a 3, shout out Towns, I used to be in the trenches arguing with people that Randall and Towns are actually very comparable players. You know? I used to argue that they were very comparable players and that it wasn't actually, like, Towns was so much better than Randall, and yet here we are. Derek White to pull up 3, comes up short. Josh Hart with the rebound. I think I said, damn, I thought we were down 20, not 30. Yeah, it's 24 now, 7:30 to go. David said Tibbs has to go. Mark said, welcome to the suck. Holiday being guarded by Brunson. Some more good defense from Brunson, forces the turnover. Again, like, Brunson knows what his deficiency is. See, that's the thing that's getting me about Karl Anthony Towns. Brunson knows that he's going to get picked on tonight. And he is pulling his big boy pants up. He's like, I'm going to guard Porzingis. I'm going to guard Jaylen Brown. I'm not going to get picked on. They're not going to pick on me, right? They're going to put me in action every single time. I'm going to be there. And yeah, he's going to give up points. He is for sure going to give up points as Towns draws the foul. But he's battling his butt off defensively. They just caused another turnover on Drew Holiday. Before he caused a turnover on Porzingis guarding him in the post. The other time he caused a turnover on Jaylen Brown guarding him in the post, picking up the offensive foul. You know? And then you look at Karl Anthony Towns and he's just kind of standing around. He's just kind of standing around. Jay said, do you think last year's team would have done versus elite teams compared to this year's? A fully healthy version of last year's team, which we never got to see? Maybe. Like the thing about last year's team, which is why I say, like, we just have to forget that last year's team even existed, because, you know, it's not like the Knicks decided to break that team up. Hartenstein is the reason. If you're mad at anybody, it's not Leon Rose. It's Isaiah Hartenstein. That's why I've always said, and every time we watch an OKC game, Isaiah Hartenstein has a hater in me for the rest of his life. The rest of his life, I will hate him, right? If I ever get to see him in public, he's getting mercilessly booed for me. I'm booing him out of a venue. They're going to have to escort me out of a venue for being obnoxiously hateful, because I hate him with every bone in my body. Towns knocks down a 3. It's a 19-point game, which is cool. Halfway through the third quarter, but this game's been over for a while. A fully healthy version, Jay, but that includes, you know, the thing about that is that includes Hartenstein, that includes a healthy Mitch, that includes a healthy Randall, that includes a healthy, as Drew Holiday gets the 3 points right back because the Knicks are in rotation, because Karl Anthony Towns is just standing there in the paint, man. Like, if I was Tibbs, I would just sit Karl Anthony Towns. I would just sit him. Towns down the lane, can't get the layup to go. Anunoby comes flying in. Towns gets blocked by Porzingis. He gets it back, and he gets the layup to go. But I would just sit Karl Anthony Towns. If the Knicks get back into this game, it'll be because the Celtics start missing some perimeter shots. As Jalen Brunson causes yet another turnover. Hit ahead to Brunson, who gets run over by Derek White. 5:50 to go, just under 6 minutes to go, just past the halfway point. Verified Carlos Boozer, what are we talking about? Chris Gallo, what's up, Chris? This is not a Tibbs thing. These players have no pride. I think the players, you're telling me Jalen Brunson, who's forced like 4 or 5 turnovers defensively, has no pride? You're telling me Josh Hart, playing his butt off tonight, has no pride? Like, these players got pride, brother. But they're not being put in positions to succeed right now. If they were, would this be a closer game? This would definitely be a closer game. This would be a competitive game. Would they be able to beat Boston in a 7-game series? Probably not. You're seeing the difference in how the Celtics are constructed versus the Knicks. But these players are playing hard. Karl Anthony Towns is really the only guy who I'm looking at sideways. Like, can you close out? Are you closing out today? Like, why are you? I think I said Brunson has 7 points. But have you not heard me call out multiple times how fantastic Brunson has played today? Like, if we just look at box score, sure. Right? There's a reason why we watch the games. We just look at the box score. No one's going to have good stats. Towns is up to 17. He's getting buckets here. We talked about the 13 rebounds for Towns, how it's a little misleading because he's ripped like 3 or 4 rebounds away from his teammates, which is fine. Josh Hart with 13, 6, and 3. But would you say Karl-Anthony Towns or Josh Hart played well tonight? Maybe Josh Hart. I think Josh Hart's played hard. I think for the most part he's played pretty well. Karl-Anthony Towns, I wouldn't say he's had a good game today at all, and yet he has the best statistics on the team. But, that's why you watch the games. Tonight, the best player in the Knicks has been Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, and Cameron Payne. Chi-Chi, what's up, Chi-Chi? Chris said, but Mikal and OG just like getting in their cardio. Yeah, I mean, you need more from those guys. I give Anunoby a little bit of a pass just coming back from the foot injury. The issue I have with Mikal Bridges is he's just not including himself in the offense. He's not being aggressive at all. The one shot he's made tonight, he's 1 for 6. The one shot he made tonight was when he attacked and got a layup. And it's like, man. $60 to $80. Under 6 to go. Verify Karl-Anthony Clown. I wouldn't say that, but. Josh Hart has it up top. Gets it over to Brunson. Brunson coming to his left off the Hart screen. Driving it down. Puts up the floater off glass. Banks it in. JB. There you go, JB. Tatum bringing it down. Has it up top. Tatum back into the game, so you know the score is about to go back up. Being guarded by Anunoby. And Tatum loses the handle and it goes out of bounds. Good defense from Anunoby and Josh Hart, who is digging in on the help side. Gigi said, are you still counting on Robinson or are we facing reality? I'm counting on Robinson. I'm just disappointed in Tom Thibodeau as Brunson knocks down a pull-up 3. I'm still counting on Robinson to change the dynamic of this team because I know Tom Thibodeau is going to look to play him once he gets back fully healthy. He's not going to come out the gate playing 20 minutes. But we know Tom Thibodeau loves Mitch. We know he'll look to play him a lot. And we'll see what he looks like playing alongside Karl-Anthony Towns. Minnesota was able to construct a really good defense with Towns at the 4. Maybe the Knicks, maybe that's what Tom Thibodeau is banking on. And he's just going to continuously go to that. Anunoby driving it down, misses the layup, but Josh Hart right there for the tip. Down to a 13-point game. I mean, they're making a little bit of a comeback here. I said we're not going to get excited until they make it a single-digit game, but Tatum bringing it down, has it up top, 4:30 to go, being guarded by Anunoby. Maybe we should log back into the game. Maybe they'll make this comeback. Out to Pritchard. Pritchard on the right wing, being guarded by McBride. Pritchard crossing over to his right, pulling it back out, kicks it over to Horford. Horford swings through to his left against Josh Hart, backing him down. And Horford knocks down the foul line, a little fall-away jumper over Josh Hart. Josh Hart was too busy trying to draw the foul, flopping a little bit. Hits Brunson cutting back door. Brunson gets the finger roll layup to go. And Missoula calls a timeout, seeing that his team struggling to get back defensively right now. Jay said fighting back. They're fighting back, which is why I pushed back on the pride thing. They're playing hard. They're just not playing smart, It's why I pushed back earlier on, this team just has no pride. Yeah, of course they do. Are you watching the game? Jalen Brunson is playing his butt off tonight. Again, this is the second time in a row in which they played the Celtics. Jalen Brunson's going into it knowing he's going to get picked on defensively, and man, he's working his butt off to not get exploited. And the same compliment can't be levied to Karl-Anthony Towns. You know you're going to be exploited. Do you watch film? Does Tom Thibodeau watch film? Is he telling him just stay and drop, don't close out on Porzingis? It's hard for me to think that he's telling him not to close out on Porzingis, So a part of it is if you're going to play and drop, then play and drop. And part of playing and drop is being able to recover out to the three-point line. And for a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns, who's as quick as he is with the ball in his hands and he's playing offense, is so damn slow defensively. It's crazy. It's crazy. Chris Gallo said, if these games were closer, I'd be a lot more excited for Robinson. I feel you, man. I feel you. I get it. I get it for sure. Completely understand where you're coming from with that. The thing with Robinson is he's not the savior, obviously. He's not going to come in and give you, 15, 10, and with 3 blocks. He's not going to be that guy. We don't even know what he's going to look like coming off the injury. He's played so little basketball the last 2 years, he may be a shell of himself by the time he comes back from the injuries. I hope not. All the reports is he looks great, he looks fit, he looks in shape, he's in high spirits. If you're following him on social media, he's posting all over social media. He's ready to go, he's rearing to go, and that's great. But Mitch is going to come in, and I hope he has a similar effect to what Anunoby had last season when we made the trade for OG, right? And if you guys remember from last year, if you were around for last year, excuse me. If you remember from last year when OG Anunoby got traded to the Knicks, the reason why his fit was so seamless and why everything immediately made sense with Anunoby in the lineup was because it put everybody in a better position to play to their strengths, because Anunoby would plug the holes that other people were trying to plug but weren't fit to do so, right? Immediately gave them an impact defender that they didn't have on the wing, that they were allowing Josh Hart to do. And Josh Hart's a good defender, but he's not a primary defender, whereas Anunoby can be, right? And what I'm hoping that Mitchell Robinson, the way I described OG last season was that he was the perfect sized puzzle piece. And when you put it in the puzzle, you just rearrange a couple of things, and like, boom, there's the picture. You can see the picture when you put the OG piece in there, right? But without OG, you got to rearrange things to kind of make the picture fit again. And you kind of squint a little bit, and you're like, I can kind of see it, but they're missing a piece. That's the OG piece. It's not that OG comes out and he averages 20 a game, and he grabs 8 boards, and he's a facilitator, and you can play him out of the top. That's not what OG does. But OG being in there made everybody else make sense in their new role. And that's what I hope the Mitchell Robinson effect will be. And that getting Mitchell Robinson back can slide Towns to a better position, can slide Anunoby to be a more impactful defender, knowing he's got the backline defense of Mitchell Robinson, because, you know, Anunoby playing alongside Hartenstein was phenomenal. Pritchard puts up the 3 over McBride, can't get it to go. Good box out from Towns and rebound. There we go. Here comes Jalen Brunson. It's a 13-point game. Brunson driving it down, shoves it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart, surrounded amongst the bigs, blows the layup. Come on, Josh. You don't got to force it, brother. You don't got to force it down there. You got 2 defenders on you. Somebody got to be open. Tatum has it up top, being guarded by McBride. Driving to his left. Leaves it off to Hauser. Hauser catches. They run him off the line. Mid-range pull-up jumper for Hauser. Comes up short. Anunoby rips the rebound away. And the Knicks are starting to lock in a little bit defensively. Forcing some missed shots. Josh Hart has it up top, hands it off to JB. JB coming to his left, driving it down, leans in, puts up the floater, gets the floater to go. 11-point game, y'all. 11-point game, 3 minutes to go. Tatum has it up top, coming to his left. Brunson hedged. Anunoby goes over to recover. Tatum launches a 3. He can't get it to go. Brunson bringing it down. Can the Knicks get it to single digits? I'll start to believe it again. Brunson on the right wing, dancing with it. Has it up top, being guarded by Horford. Gets it over to Towns. Towns catches. Pump fakes. Driving to his left. Attacking Cornette off the bounce. Flips it up with the right hand. Gets it to go. Karl-Anthony Towns makes it a single-digit game. Hold on. Here comes the smile. Inadvertently smiled. I couldn't help it. The Knicks are back into the game. I couldn't help it. Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Anunoby. Crosses over to his right. Stepping back. And Tatum almost threw it out of bounds, and they say Anunoby tipped it. David said, okay, a little run, right? We're not going to get too crazy, David, because we've seen the Knicks go on runs like that. And then the Celtics come out and they hit 2 threes, and next thing you know, it's back up to 14. So we're not going to get crazy, but, you know, some excitement starting to build back up. Let's see how they end this third quarter here. Anunoby starting to dig in defensively against Tatum here. Tatum's going to settle for a deep bomb. Can't get that one to go. Towns with the rebound. Here comes Brunson. 2 minutes to go. Under 2 minutes now. Brunson, in and out dribble, has it up top, pulling it back out, being guarded by Jaylen Brown. Brunson coming to his right, off the stagger screen. Brunson steps back, loses the handle on the ball. Come on, JB. Got to be better than that. Brown driving it down, kicks it out to Tatum, wide open. McBride does a great job closing out. Cross-court pass to Pritchard, right wing 3, knocks it down. This is why you don't get too excited right away. Back up to 12. Josh Hart has it on the right wing, putting his head down, attacking. And 1 for Josh Hart. They give him the and 1. Brunson and Brown got tangled up. Brunson hit the floor. What happened here? Brown slipped and fell. Brunson fell back over him. Josh Hart noticed that the defender's out of the picture. I'm going to look to exploit the Kornet situation here. Kornet ends up fouling him. And yeah, Kornet ends up fouling Josh Hart and gets the layup. I see it now. I see it. Okay. Get the 3 points right back. Put it back to 9. Gigi said, Dwight Howard, please. There's nothing to lose. There's a lot to lose by bringing in Dwight Howard, brother. How old is Dwight Howard? Is he 40 yet? Like, come on, man. He was drafted in 2004. Tatum has it up top. Gets it over to Brown. Brown jab step, driving to his right. Gets caught in the mid-range, kicks it out to Pritchard. McBride runs him off the line. He's attacking, throws a lob to Kornet, and he throws it down as the Knicks continue to not rotate over in the paint. Beautiful manipulation from the Celtics there to end up with a wide-open alley-oop. Brunson gets it over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart gets it over to Brunson. Brunson puts up the 3 over Pritchard. He knocks it down. JB, man. JB. Who was in here talking about pride earlier? JB, man. Talk about a prideful player. Back to 8. Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Anunoby. To get it over to Brown, tagging to his right, puts it up, well contested. Towns knocks it out of Kornet's hands, but right to Pritchard. Pritchard too long, can't get it to go. Kornet fighting for it and gets fouled by Josh Hart. And Karl-Anthony Towns, you got to do a better job of keeping Luke Kornet off the glass. Come on, man. It's Luke Kornet. Just dig your butt in and box out, brother. Come on. Karl-Anthony Towns, great rebounder, horrific at boxing out. That's the thing. That's the difference between the rebounding Karl-Anthony Towns and the rebounding Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson, one of the best box out bigs in the league. Tatum has it up top. Brand new shot clock. 14, though. Tatum driving to his left. Inside pass to Kornet. Gets it knocked out of his hands by Josh Hart, but a foul. Going to send Kornet to the foul line for 2 free throws. And Kornet, being the guy killing the Knicks right now, reminiscent of the last time they played the Celtics. Mark said, I expect fireworks this offseason. I don't, Mark. I do not. We'll see. We'll see, though. We'll see. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe the front office is like, all right, Karl-Anthony Towns isn't the answer. We're going to move off of him. Tom Thibodeau's going to use a challenge here. Okay. Red Advice said Bridges was a huge upgrade, so was Towns. The thing with Bridges is that the thing he got traded for and the thing that he's really good at, he hasn't been very good this season with them. You know? Asher said, we all know Cat isn't the only answer. What do you mean by that? What do you mean, Astra? This idea like he's young LeBron wasn't a good one. I don't know what you're referencing, Astro. What are we talking about? Rockabye Baby said, I can't with Towns. Boxing out on Kornet. Or the fact that he can't box out on Kornet right now. Yeah. Mike said, bring back Starks. I don't think they need a John Starks. I mean, he would help off the bench. He would be phenomenal. But I don't think this team needs a John Starks. I think this team needs a like a second version of Anunoby. They need like a DeAndre Hunter. David said, I like this lineup with Deuce for McHale. Yeah. I mean, Deuce McBride should be playing somewhere between 30 minutes a game. And the fact that some nights he only plays around 20 is crazy. Unsuccessful challenge from Tibbs. Asher said, Cat at 24.8 points per game. Randall had 24 points per game last year. Yeah. I mean, they did it in different ways. And in doing it those different ways, generated different shots for other players. But, yeah, I mean, if we just look at the game being played on a stat sheet, yeah, they average the same amount of points, about. Kornet knocked down the first one. 30 seconds to go. Kornet knocks down both. Here comes Brunson. Brunson bringing it down for what should be the final offensive possession for the Knicks here. About a 10-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Brunson crosses over to his right. A pull-up 3 for JB. Jalen Brunson rattles it in. My goodness. My goodness, JB, bringing them back. Who was in here talking about pride earlier? Really? Really? Tatum has it up top, being guarded by Anunoby. 10 seconds to go. Tatum coming to his left. Driving to his right on Anunoby. Steps through. Scoop layup with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Towns with the rebound. Over to McBride. Over to Brunson. Brunson chucks it up at the buzzer. Can't get it to go. He didn't get it off in time anyway. But that's going to be the end of the third quarter. It's a 7-point game. You literally can't ask for anything more than a 7-point game going into the fourth quarter. This team has some pride. But guess what? They made this big old comeback with who in the lineup? Deuce McBride. Who didn't play in this third quarter, y'all? Say it with me. Say it with me. Precious Achiuwa. I don't mean to talk down to Precious Achiuwa's name. I like him. I want him a part of the team. He should be used in situational positions. All right. All right. Should we look at the box score? Should we look at the box score? I don't even really want to look at the box score. The Knicks fighting back. Look, right? We made the point earlier in the game. Chris Rowe said, JB, look, we made the point earlier in the game. All we wanted was a fight from this team, right? They've been down for so long. All we wanted was a fight. We wanted to see them be competitive, a competitive game. All right, they're taking steps for it to start to be competitive. Towns up to 19 and 17, grabbing board after board. Shout out to him. JB knocking down 3 after 3, 22 points now for him. Josh Hart doing his thing, 18, 7, and 6, working his way to the triple-double. He's on triple-double watch. Anunoby knocked down a 3, starting to play some fantastic defense on Tatum, making it difficult for him. Bridges with 2 points. He played 17 minutes tonight. Guess who's played more minutes than him so far? Deuce McBride. He's 0 for 4 from the floor. Hasn't made a shot. Hasn't scored a point. And yet he's been so impactful defensively in this second half. So impactful defensively. It's almost like Deuce McBride is a puzzle piece that makes things make sense out there on the court. Asher said Cat has 70% of the rebounds. I pointed out earlier in the game, Karl-Anthony Towns ripped away like 3 or 4 rebounds from his teammates. So that makes sense. That makes sense. He was out there just saying, give me the rebound. Give it to me. I'm taking him. All right, start of the fourth quarter. We got 12 minutes to go. Knicks down by 7. So here we go. Here we go now. Oh, we're not back yet. I hate that ESPN does that, but here we go. Here we go. Right? They got 7 points from Campaign off the bench in that first half, 6 for Landry Shamet. Nobody on the bench, aside from Miles McBride, saw any action. Makes sense. Honestly, I would ride out the fourth quarter with our starters. I would honestly, if I were Tom Thibodeau, I want this game. I'm riding out the fourth quarter with all of our starters out there. I do not care. I would sit them down and I would be like, y'all better dig deep because you're not coming out. I got no substitutions for you. We only have 2 timeouts here in the fourth quarter. Y'all better play so well and go on a run to force the Celtics to use their timeouts because I'm not using them. You get no breaks here. Right? This is why you play your butt off. If you really desperately need a breather, give me the sign, but outside of that, I'm leaving them out there. David said, Josh got in his teammates' faces and challenged them. Real Hart leader. Chris Rowe calling for Bridges to turn up. They're going to need somebody's help outside of those 5. All right, here we go. The Knicks calls a turnover immediately. Josh Hart picks it up, gets it over to McBride. McBride has it up top, gets it over to Towns. Towns over to Anunoby. Anunoby back to Towns. Towns a deep straightaway 3. Knocks me down. Oh my goodness, it's a 4-point game out there. Here we go. Here we go. Brown has it up top, being guarded by Anunoby. Gets it over to Porzingis. Porzingis Gets it over to Brown. Brown pump fakes, driving to his right, pulls it back out. Uh-oh, we're locking in defensively. Over to Derek White. Anunoby closes out and stays with him. And now they kick it out to Horford. Fantastic defense. Derek White launches over Anunoby. He gets it to go. You knew that was going in. You just knew that was going in. Phenomenal defensive possession there from the Knicks. And Derek White knocked it down anyway. A fall-away three on the right wing, fading away from Anunoby. Well contested. Brunson, beautiful pocket pass to Josh Hart. Hop steps into the lane. Kicks it out, back out to Brunson. Brunson jab step, driving to his left. Blown past the defense, slips and falls, and gets fouled by Drew Holiday. Chris Gallo said, are we at home? We are not. We are in TD Arena, out there in Boston, Massachusetts. Campaign is in the game for Brunson. He's going to take a little bit of a breather. Over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart hands it off to Bridges, who's also in the game, for Anunoby, giving him a bit of a breather. Bridges gets it over to Towns. Towns attacking along the baseline, puts up the floater, gets it to go. And the Stars showing out. Stars have come up to play. Derek White has it on the right wing, being guarded by Campaign. Coming to his left, gets it over to Brown. Brown being guarded by Bridges. Coming to his left off the Porzingis screen. Driving it down, gets fouled by Towns. Astra said, so if the Knicks win, it's a huge victory for them. Yeah, on the road for sure, definitely. It's just, you know. They inbounded into Derek White, who knocks down a three. Just like that, back up to 8. Campaign bringing it down. Payne gets it over to Towns. Towns has it up top. Gets it over to Bridges. Bridges tried to get it back to Towns. Terrible pass from Bridges. Brown driving it down. They missed the layup. They kick it out. Holiday a straightaway three. If that goes in, I'm going crazy. Can't get it to go. Campaign with the rebound. He's bringing it down. Knicks catch a break there. A big old break. Campaign rushing it down over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart inside the Bridges. Bridges gets the layup. Beautiful pass from Josh Hart. Nice cut and finish from Bridges. Come on, Knicks. Come on. I'm not going to go crazy until you can tie it or take the lead. You got to get it closer than this. Celtics are going to bomb away from 3. Drew Holiday driving to his right on Campaign. Euro stepping down the lane. He gets the layup to go. Just bully balling his way to the front of the rim. Campaign bringing it down. Back up by 8. Payne has it up top. Gets it over to Hart. Back to Payne. Payne coming to his right. Off the Hart screen. A straightaway 3 for Campaign. In and out. Can't get it to go. Porzingis with the rebound. Here comes Jaylen Brown. Brown gets it over to Holiday. Holiday on the right wing being guarded by Payne. Payne knocks it out of bounds. Weird if I put in Hugporty. Hugporty's not going to play. They throw the lob to Porzingis. As Towns gets caught on a screen. He's looking around. That's your responsibility, Towns. It's your responsibility. Back down by 10. Under 9 to go. McBride has it on the right wing. The crowd's starting to get into it again. McBride dancing with it against Horford. He slips and falls. Gets it over to Towns. Towns on the right wing being guarded by Derek White. Towns faces up, driving to his left, putting his head down, attacking, trying to throw it down over Porzingis. Can't get it to go. Porzingis with the rebound. Here comes Brown, pushing it. Quick crossover to his left, getting to the front of the rim. Scoop layup, gets it to go. Just like that, back up to 12, which is why we don't get crazy. Escape Artist said, Tibbs not putting in Huck. No, we talked about this. Hugporty was playing because of injuries. Towns is hurt. Towns is hurting. Towns is really hurting with the knee. Holding his right knee right now. I told you guys, Hugporty is situational. Hugporty is not playing. I told you guys, Hugporty is not playing. He's not a part of the planned rotation. It will not happen. Chichi said, why is Brunson resting? There's no time for that. Unless he asked out. I mean, he's been exhausted. I mean, they came back on the backs of Brunson, Hart, and Towns. But he'll probably come back in after this timeout now. David said, why take out JB and OG? Probably to give him a bit of a breather before the stretch run. They played the whole third quarter. You know what's funny, though? This is very reminiscent to the last time the Knicks played the Celtics. Actually, why am I doing that? We could just do that. Last time the Knicks played the Celtics, remember, they were down like 20. And then they made a big comeback in the third quarter. Right? Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the game. They made a big comeback in that fourth quarter, mostly off of the back of the fact that Tom Thibodeau took Precious Achiuwa out of the starting lineup. It was no Anunoby in that game, and we put Deuce McBride in to start the second half. And it's crazy that it's taken Tom Thibodeau the same amount of time to figure out, don't play Precious Achiuwa against this team, right? And if you do, it's got to be in spot minutes, and it can't be alongside Josh Hart. But if we go by the play-by-play, third quarter, Knicks were down 13 points. We put Deuce McBride in, and the lead was cut down to 3 points. Lead was cut down to 3 points. Cale Bridges hit a three. And then after that, Celtics went off a big old run, and the game ended with a 20-point loss. Similarly tonight, we get a lot of Deuce McBride in that third quarter. Knicks go on a nice big old run. Towns is in some visible pain, limping towards the bench right now with a knee injury. He's done. He's probably done for the night. We got Precious Achiuwa in now. Here we go. Bridges driving along the baseline. Kicks it out to Payne. Payne a right wing three. Too long, can't get it to go. Porzingis strips down a rebound. Here comes Jaylen Brown. David said, I'd rather go small than Precious. I'd rather go Huck Porty than Precious in this situation. I'm not going to lie. Derek White gets it over to Porzingis on the pick and pop. Porzingis comes up short, with Jaylen Brown right there for the offensive rebound and putback. Achiuwa hands it off to McBride. It's back up to 14. McBride has it on the left wing, pulling it back out. No Brunson again. So no Towns, no Brunson. They get it over to Bridges. Bridges the left corner three. Comes up well short. Jaylen Brown shot out of a cannon, driving it down against Payne. Euro stepping down the lane. Scoop lay with the right hand, gets it to go. And 16. Gigi said White towel is thrown. Good night. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. McBride puts up the three. He comes up short. Achiuwa fighting on the glass. He can't get it. And here come the Celtics. Up by 16 with 7 minutes to go. And this one, all but over. All but over. Brown coming to the right. Towns still massaging his knee on the bench, his left knee. Would be surprised if we see him in the next couple of games. Brown a step back right wing three, way off. Josh Hart with the rebound. He's bringing it down. Gets it over to Payne. Payne crosses over to his left. Swings it out to McBride. Over to Bridges. Bridges attacking. Pulls it back out. Shovels it over to McBride. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Knicks down by 16. They got no momentum. No Towns. No Brunson in the game. Bridges gets a layup. Madrazi said, wow, just like that, huh? I mean, it was to be expected. It's part of the reason why you didn't see me get crazy. To be expected. To be expected. It was a nice run. Made it somewhat competitive for a little bit, but fully expected this to be the situation. But here's the thing, though, is like we saw how certain things worked, right? We saw how they were able to make a comeback with Deuce McBride in the lineup. And it's like, that's the point I'm trying to make, and that Tom Thibodeau is not putting this team in positions to be successful against teams like the Celtics, right? You can't play Precious Achiuwa and Josh Hart at the same time. You could hardly play Precious Achiuwa. I think he has a spot in certain situations, but you can't play both of those guys together. It does not work against elite teams. They're gonna exploit that. You're putting two guys out there who are not going to be guarded on the perimeter. Now, Josh Hart knows how to eat up space. He's a really good basketball player, and he can occasionally knock down a three. And he's a really good driver and a really good playmaker. Precious Achiuwa has none of those aspects offensively, and so he's giving you essentially nothing on offense. Nothing. As Tatum kicks it out, Brown, a right corner three for Jaylen Brown, he knocks it down. But at the same time, it's like Tom Thibodeau waiting forever to realize, oh, I have to play this guy, not that guy. I have to use these rotations. I have to go smaller in these situations because it's better to lean more on my offense because I have an offensive, a lenient team. Like, my team leans offense, right? Where in the past, Tom Thibodeau teams lean defensively. But as Brunson puts up a three over Holiday, comes up well short. The biggest issue is that Tom Thibodeau is killing the offense by trying to make the defense marginally better. And it's just not, like, at that point, then you're not good at anything. And the Knicks should be, as Brunson tried to throw the lob, Derek White broke it up. Anunoby catches pump fakes. He's going to drive it down, kicks it out to Achiuwa, extra pass to McBride. McBride, foul line, pull-up jumper, gets it to go. And it's like, you need to be leaning into your strengths. If you're not, then you're not good at anything. And Tom Thibodeau not leaning into the strength of the team, which is spacing and being an offensive-minded team, is destroying the fact that they're awesome at that. One of the best in the league as Tatum knocks down a pull-up three. You know? By trying to mitigate some of the defensive woes. And it's like, you're just going to have to switch everything, trust the process, realize that you're going to give up baskets that you shouldn't. As Derek White comes up with a steal on Brunson again. Cross-court pass, Brown wide open, right corner three. Can't get it to go. Brunson with a rebound. Towns coming back out on the court. What are you doing, Tibbs? You're down 18. With 4 minutes to go, you're not making this comeback. Why is Karl-Anthony Towns, who's limping to the scores table, getting ready to check in? And it's hilarious because Joe Mazzulla recognized it and called the timeout. The Celtics are rolling as McBride missed the corner three. The Celtics are rolling. They're up 18. Joe Mazzulla calls the timeout because he's like, oh, you're trying to get Karl-Anthony Towns back into the game? All right, go ahead. Get him back in the game. See how that works out for you. Escape Artist said, this is Tibbs for you. It's rough. It's rough. Very reminiscent of, like I showed you guys the last game that they played. Got it to a three-point game, and just like that, boom. Matt said, Precious just always looks like he has no idea what's going on against these elite teams. He's unplayable. Yeah, he should be situational. Mark said he's waving the white flag. Yeah. I mean, I part of the reason why you guys didn't see me get crazy or start running around like I do when the Knicks start going crazy and they're knocking down shots and whatnot. I mean, a pathetic game from certain guys. Should we go through the box score and start calling guys out? This game is essentially over, right? 4:12 to go. I'll run the time a little bit more. Let's look at this real quick. Bridges 3 for 9 for 6 points tonight and a minus 28, the largest plus minus on the team. Really, Mikhail? Really? OG with 8 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. It looked like Mikhail had figured some things out, and now he's back to the start of the season where he looks like he has no place in the offense right now. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Towns, he put on a performance in that third quarter. He went crazy, helped bring the team back. Same with Jalen Brunson. 22, 3, and 2 for Brunson. 24 and 17 for Towns. Cool. Josh Hart, 18, 9, and 7. Similarly with him in that third quarter. Pretty much the whole game for Josh Hart. did his thing. But, you know, Precious Achiuwa in his 14 minutes gave you pretty much nothing. That was cool. That was cool of him to do. I appreciate that from him. Killing Precious tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, but, you know. Birdvice said second coach exit. I don't think he's going to be fired, man. I really don't. I really, really don't. Mike said, you can't win if you can't learn to adjust the roster according to the situation. I mean, the issue is that Tom Thibodeau has 6 guys to essentially play that you could really, really trust. And you know, like Precious is tough to play against elite teams. Campaign and Landry Shamet are tough to play against elite teams. And unless you're getting great performances out of your 6 guys, you're not going to be able to hang with them. You know? You're hoping that Mitchell Robinson comes back and is a 7th guy that you can rely on. Because we've seen Mitchell Robinson in situations like this where he's, you know, he's really good, but they hit Brown, cutting back door, and Josh Hart gets an easy dunk out of it. It is now 20-point deficit, and that's pretty much it. Chi-Chi said they cut the lead down to 6 points. He sat Brunson and OG. It was the start of the 4th quarter, Chi-Chi. Like, all you were trying to buy was 3 minutes. They played the whole 3rd quarter, and they played their asses off in that 3rd quarter. They probably were exhausted. Trying to buy 3 minutes is not bad coaching. You know, you heard my opinion. I said I'll probably look at them in the eye and say you got to give me these 12. You got to give me this whole second half from both of them. But Towns came up limping, you know, and he's still out there limping. I don't even know why he's out there in the game right now. But you know, the issue with this team is that you're trying to, as Anunoby draws a foul Tatum, you're trying to get something out of Campaign, Shamet, Precious Achiuwa, and they're not giving you anything. So you can't even get certain guys back into the game. David said Mitchell isn't going to help us that much. We'll see. We'll see. It depends on what Mitchell Robinson looks like when he comes back from the injury. But we'll see. Vertiv, I said even Luka would suck with Tibbs as the coach. No, the team may be bad, but you know, Brunson is still awesome. Towns is still awesome. Tibbs, if you're a superstar player, no coach is gonna make you look bad. You know, you could be coached by the worst coach in NBA history, and you would still be awesome. Porzingis on the pick and pop 3, can't get it to go. Anunoby with the rebound. Here comes Josh Hart. Should give the Knicks their points that they've gotten. Josh Hart down the lane. Scoop play with the right hand. Can't get it to go. Skateboarder said, I don't mind giving them rest at this point. The starters were going to fizzle out if they played the entire 4th quarter. Yeah, I mean, that's why he was like, okay, he was probably looking for them to just buy him 3 or 4 minutes in this 4th quarter as Tatum gets fouled going to the basket. He was looking to just buy 3 or 4 minutes as Towns is still limping. Like, just get him out of the game. This game is over. He was probably looking to buy 3 or 4 minutes from the bench guys so he can, like, finish out strong. Like, literally just hold it to a 8 point game. And, you know. Vertivi said, so was this generally the score we were expecting? Pretty much. Pretty much. Part of the reason why I came out in half the outfit. You guys saw the pregame. I was trying to rile them up. I was trying to have some hope. As the Knicks turn it over on the inbound. 2 minutes to go here, and they throw the lob to Tatum, and he gets fouled again. 2:20 to go. Celtics will inbound it. 97-115. What if I said I hope Embiid plays and scores like 60? Nah, never that. Never that. Derek White knocks down a 3. 2 minutes to go. Asher said, hey, Tiz, play cat. We might come back. Yeah, we might pull off this 23-point, 2-minute comeback. Brunson misses a floater. Josh Hart can't get the rebound. Derek White picks it up. Mike said, if Mitch does manage to get back, he still has to get in the game shape, and that's going to take time. Yeah, it is. Anunoby, right corner, 3, can't get it to go. Holiday had it, lost it. Here comes Josh Hart. Handed off to Bridges. Bridges, a right wing 3. Knocks me down. Cool. Thank you, JB. Thank you, Mikhail. Thanks for knocking down a meaningless 3 to get it to 18. Gigi said, 0-7 against elite teams. Can't even guard the 3. What a waste of a season. It's not a waste of a season, brother. It's the beginning of a season. Just because you don't win a championship doesn't mean it's a waste, my man. Otherwise, the Knicks have played 73 worthless seasons. It's like, that's just not the case. The team you saw last year that gave you a ton of hope and happiness was awesome. Bridges with the reverse layup off the lob, hit a head pass from Brunson is cool. But there's value in playing good basketball and getting to be a good team. 2 seasons ago when the Cavs got killed by the Knicks in the first round after trading for Donovan Mitchell, like that wasn't a waste of a season. That was step 1. This is step 1 for the Knicks. And getting killed on national TV, game after game after game sucks. But you take your lickings and you move forward. And if you're incapable of doing that, then the Knicks will probably look to trade you. But I get a feeling that the Knicks are very, very much in the camp of, no, this is going to work. It's going to take some time, and we're going to take our lumps here, and it's going to suck, and it's going to feel embarrassing, but we'll be all right in the long run. Bridges knocks down another one. It's going to make the final score not look as terrible. It's 13, but 20 seconds to go, and the Celtics will dribble out the clock, and that'll be pretty much it. David said, March 1st coming, we need new blood. Yeah, I think they'll bring up TJ Warren. I hope Tom Thibodeau gives him an opportunity to play in the Shamit role. And we'll get Mitchell Robinson back before March 1st. And, hopefully the combination of those guys makes it a little better. And that's going to be our final score, 105-118, a 13-point deficit, a 13-point beat down that honestly was a lot worse than it looked. The Knicks, hopefully, I know we saw things that worked, but hopefully the coaching staff and Tom Thibodeau saw some things that worked. And when we get Mitchell Robinson back, and maybe when we sign a guy like TJ Warren, we can wave goodbye to Shamit, we could wave goodbye to Precious Achiuwa, and we can go to Campaign, Deuce McBride, TJ Warren, and Mitchell Robinson off the bench. And, honestly, that's a step up from what this bench is. That's a step up. But, man. We look at this. Bridges ended up with 14, but 0 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. 10 points for OG. Again, I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass these first couple of games back from the foot injury. 10 points, 2 boards, 2 assists. I thought he started to lock in and play some fantastic defense on Tatum in that third quarter, in the second half entirely. And, Towns started to put his head down and make some things happen. 24 points, 18 rebounds in that third quarter, but too little too late. Josh Hart was on the verge of a triple-double. He played his butt off. 20 points, 11 boards, 9 assists. Brunson tried leading the way. 22 points, 4 assists, 3 boards against that vaunted defense. These 3 guys did their thing. Even OG Anunoby did his thing. Campaign gave us a spark. He did his job in his 10 minutes. He did his job. Even Shaman in the 5 minutes, he knocked down 2 threes. Cool. McBride, 1 for 7. Would have been nice for him to knock down some more shots, but I thought his defense was so impactful in that third quarter, helped bring us back, so Asher said, Achiuwa needs to practice more. I don't think there's any amount of practice that Achiuwa can give you that'll change the way he plays, man. Kind of is who he is. David said, got to get it together. It doesn't get easy. Yeah, it's a low point. It's a low point, but I got to tell you, there's something about this team. I can't wait to get Mitchell Robinson back because I really want to see how everything else falls in place, right? It'll slide Towns down for a lot of his minutes. He doesn't have to play every single second at center anymore. It'll have somebody to help him out on the glass. It'll remove Precious Achiuwa from the lineup, which is honestly an addition by subtraction in it of itself. And then we'll see who they sign come the end of the month when they're finally legally by the CBA allowed to sign a player without moving into the second apron. So until then, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know it's a disappointing night. We tried to come in. We tried to make it fun. We tried to make it interesting, but Ash said, I hope this becomes a turning point anyway. I mean, we said that after the last couple of losses. I think just they kind of are who they are. They have some options in order to get better before the playoffs come, but there's a whole lot of ifs in this right now. Whole lot of ifs. David said, if we run an 8-game winning streak, we'll all be excited, and I won't until, like I always said, got to beat the Cavs and the Celtics. I mean, they got, 2 more games against the Celtics, or 1 more game against the Celtics, and 2 more games against the Cavs. Both of them come in April, last month of the season, so we'll see if those games even mean anything at that point. But, the Celtics putting distance between them and the Knicks in the standings. Doesn't look like the Knicks are going to get to that 2 seed. Now, all attention is focused on remaining as the 3 seed. And if you remain the 3 seed, you'll end up playing Celtics in the second round. So, Escape Artist said, Huck or Mitch will have the same effect. They will not. Mitchell Robinson is significantly better than Huck Porty. I don't know who you guys think Huck Porty is, but Huck Porty is like a really good young rookie player. Mitchell Robinson was in conversations for being in an all-defensive team last year. There's levels to this, guys. There's levels to this. He's also the best offensive rebounder in the league and one of the best offensive rebounders we've seen since Dennis Rodman. So, honestly, chill with the Huck Porty stuff. He's cool. He's cool. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll be back. We're going to be back tomorrow. We're going to be back Tuesday. Probably not. I might just have to see you guys on Wednesday. But next Knicks game is Wednesday. I'll look at the schedule. If there's an interesting game going on Monday or Tuesday, we'll do them. But outside of that, I'm really just going to be looking to focus on the Knicks the remainder of the year and focus on getting some videos out. I got a Knicks video that I'm going to record and hopefully get out by the end of this week coming up. So until then, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's not nighttime, but make sure you get a good night's sleep tonight. Make sure you indulge in something you really enjoy, whether that's reading or going outside or going shopping or, all the things that you love and enjoy. Indulge in those things because the Knicks right now are not bringing us a whole lot of joy. Brush your teeth before you go to sleep. Stay hydrated, y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all at least Wednesday, if not Monday or Tuesday, but I'm out. Bye.